Forever. Dog.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its continuing mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before.
Trucks in the City. Welcome to your Drive Time Trucks in the City radio. This is Alice Wetterland.
Yo soy Veronica Osorio. Bienvenidos.
I don't know what you're saying, and I never have. Hi, welcome to the Drive Time. It's 6 in the morning, and we have got your back.
I said my name. That's what I said. I said my name.
All right, I hear your condescending tone, and I appreciate it.
I shouldn't have it. I'm so late. Hi.
Oh my God! Hello, traffic on the
hello.
Hello, traffic on the 505 Space Freeway.
The noise of the original.
Back is. Ooh, I realize this is now very loud.
My shit. I'm so sorry. This is me.
We just started, so you are
Great.
not that late.
Great. How are you guys?
Hi.
Super
Yeah,
early, and we were late.
Yeah. We were just on time, not early.
Okay.
No, that's early for us.
Oh.
Did you text
Then
Red?
yes,
Red,
we
did you
were.
text him before? No. So, hi guys. How are you?
guys.
It's Veronica.
We haven't introduced them yet.
Oh.
So
Okay.
literally just started the minute you sat down.
Oh, I
Just
didn't. I thought I was
so-
gonna walk in and you were like already.
Yeah, you'd think.
Where Jordy.
You'd think,
Was
but we
like
had a
romancing.
chord
Okay.
issue. This wasn't knotted enough.
Yeah.
But
we got it good and
knotted
knotted.
right up.
That is going to drive me crazy. That's like
sorry.
that's insanity.
Put some half hitches in there, some sheep shanks. It's great now.
Brett, what did you do? What do you do in your free time? He tangles up cables on purpose.
Yeah, he does. He gets real bored in here.
Yeah.
He's like, I have a heart. Today, Brett has a hard out of 5:45, and I know that
Who
it's
even
just so
knows
that
what
everybody leaves so that he can knot up the cords.
Yeah.
He just goes and he's like, thank God I'm alone. And he just like makes
Rolls
knots
around.
in them. Anyway, today in studio, we are very lucky to have these guests with us. I met them already. They're nice guys, for one. And they also have a very, they're not
That
jerks.
sounds just okay.
Like we normally, they're nice, I guess. And they have a fantastic podcast. Fantastic. I have not listened to it because I'm an asshole. And I don't like good things. Do you know what I mean? How you're like, you know how when people are like, oh, I love pancakes. I'm the contrarian that's like, I don't know. I kind of like, I like French toast. Whatever, that person, that's me. And but anyway, they've been kind enough to wait for us today in the studio for a long time.
Have you waited for a lot? Like, what's the exact number? We haven't introduced them. Sorry.
No,
what
wait,
goes first?
Let's introduce
Almost
them
a full
first.
hour at this point.
It couldn't be.
That's
sorry.
no, that's
They
very
can say
wrong.
any amount of time they
Yeah.
want, and we'll
Yeah,
believe
true.
them.
Been waiting 9 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that is on you.
Too long.
Seth and James from Mission to Zyxx.
Jeremy.
Welcome,
Jeremy.
I'm like, wow.
Jeremy. When is James
Jeremy and
not?
Seth.
He couldn't make it.
No, there's
no
Not
James.
only can he not make it, he doesn't exist. as far as I
Jeremy,
know.
Jeremy Bent,
Yeah.
Jeremy Bent,
I think Jeremy exists.
Seth Lind.
Seth Lind
I'm almost positive that exists.
could not possibly start off in a worse way than what I have done.
That's fine.
It's not just that. It's like
It isn't.
It's my lateness. It's yours. It's the fact that they've been here for 9 days.
We tried to schedule
trying.
too much, but it's like not like we're busy people having careers. It's like I have this dog. That's not a real excuse.
There's a dog here.
No.
It's pretty cool.
There's a dog. Hey, Goose. He doesn't.
Oh, it's
bark
yours?
on contact. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you show up to Forever Dog, and if there's no dog, you're
Exactly.
a little like, I guess
More
all
like
we get
never
is the
dog.
Forever.
how
Yeah.
are you guys
Jesus.
doing?
We're good.
Good.
Yeah.
So we met in New York a long time ago.
Oh,
true.
yeah.
You know Seth from
Like,
New York.
Both of
Both
them.
of us.
Oh,
yeah.
both
From
of you.
UCB
Oh, yeah,
and the comedy whereabouts, I guess.
It's true.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm so glad you guys are here.
Like literally like a decade ago.
Exactly a
Yeah.
decade ago.
Yeah,
Which
today.
is when I
When-
got.
well,
A decade ago today.
Oh,
I haven't
yeah.
gotten to the United States of America yet.
But we
Oh, okay.
still said over Skype before you arrived that like in 10 years today we'll do a podcast in LA.
Yeah, it was crazy
Oh,
because
that is so
we didn't know each
sweet.
other then.
And
That
But
was
it
a
was
long
kind of like
time to
a.
schedule. Yeah.
Yeah. And
What's
we
that chat that
we
you
keep
like?
promises.
Chat roulette.
Yes.
Yeah,
Chat
yeah,
roulette.
we
We're
met-
building
we met on
roulette.
chat
That's how we
roulette.
originally met.
And we're like, you guys seem cool.
Well, I was in Venezuela. I was doing nasty things.
Oh my God.
I was just eating with my tongue, like from the fridge. It was bad.
I think it was a decade ago
that took too long.
we all realized it did. It took too long to get to this, but
Okay, keep going.
I was sitting around with, it was at the time Jeremy and I'm Seth right now. Seth can speak up. Speaking for Seth.
No, this is great.
I'm James. It was me
That's
and
where
Seth
James
That's
does
where James went,
exist.
yeah.
Oh.
and Jeremy, and I'm James, and I'm just a guy
Who it
who
is?
never really kind of gelled with the group, and one of the reasons is my voice never changed since I was 14.
Right.
Yeah,
You know.
we remember that now.
I try to fit in with you guys, do the podcast, but it always seemed like it was a woman.
Yeah, well, we
It
had
wasn't.
one rule, and that was puberty.
Yeah.
You have to have passed successfully.
And
Right.
at the time,
For the
I wanted to
ballot of
sue.
Oh,
But the other thing about me is
I'm
I'm
Brooke.
very,
I'm
I'm very
here too.
litigious.
yeah.
Anyway, we all sat around to Skype together and we thought, let's do a podcast. Well, let's just pick somebody random on Skype. We pressed a button, and I remember.
Yeah. It didn't work, so we switched
So we
to
just
chat
switched
roulette.
to chat roulette.
Yep.
Oh my God, do you guys,
Which
do you
was
guys
invented
remember
later.
chat roulette?
Later in life.
I do.
Yeah, I do
I
remember
mean,
chat roulette.
that's why you brought it up.
Yeah.
In fact, I
I brought
said
it up. I brought it up, Alice.
Yeah.
I brought up chat roulette.
Yeah,
I'm
I
a chat roulette
I don't
expert.
listen to women.
All right.
Oh.
It's true.
Wow.
That's
My
the
thing.
rule of this podcast.
my
Must
thing.
make this
I'm not
podcast
Wow.
hard to do.
It does.
Really
You know what
like
you'd
it.
think?
Especially if the guest's a woman, it might
Yeah,
be
yeah,
very
Right.
tricky.
We
start
don't
to
No,
listen
finish.
she
each
does
other.
listen to them. I
Oh.
it's
Just talk
I think
over
it's
each
more
other.
Like, yeah.
Oh.
That's not a woman. That's a guest.
Oh, that's why you
Okay.
nodded your head so aggressively
I
to
was
Veronica
like-
when you said women.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
I see.
Yeah. So how are you guys?
Good. We're in Los
Good.
Angeles.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, that's
crazy.
crazy. I was like,
We're here.
as soon as I saw that you guys were here, I was like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
But so
No,
I thought I'll catch up with you here, which
Yeah.
is nice.
yeah.
I mean, say everything you can say on the air.
Oh, everything that. Oh boy. Yikes.
uh,
That's gonna go out publicly.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm
Yum.
engaged. That's
Jeremy's
newish.
engaged.
Thank you. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Did she propose or he?
It was.
I don't want to
proposed.
assume
Yeah.
anything,
Yeah.
so
Totally
that's
fair.
why I'm. Okay.
I proposed
Uh-huh.
to a she.
A she.
Yeah.
I proposed to a she one night.
I
Sorry.
proposed to a she,
Sorry. Okay.
and it turned out to be a she.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a club banger.
And I
Yep.
said, I want to marry you. Are you still a woman?
Wow, it's weird that you
I've
guys
always
were
been
there
wrong.
listening to Jeremy
Yeah, did
propose
you-
and
with my-
pretended
the
you were
original
Oh, that's how it
surprised.
went?
Yeah, that
it
was
very close.
verbatim.
Yeah.
I think it
Yeah.
like leaked into the web.
Oh,
Into
did
the
it?
webs.
Was it a secret viral hit?
Why
Was
is the
yeah,
web
was I
like a
streaming?
leaky sieve, by the way?
I don't know.
Who
Everything's
knows?
always leaking out
I
of
guess
the
because
web.
it's a web.
guess
So
it
wait, you
makes
got
sense.
engaged. You had to do this. You had to.
I had to get
I
engaged.
had to do this.
You had to get engaged.
I was
Yeah.
going to be executed if I didn't get
Ah.
engaged.
Oh,
yeah.
you
So,
were.
yeah,
So in a
I
way
had
Were you
to-
getting
I
some
had to.
pressure, or were you
It's like a De Blasio thing. I
your
know you
own
left New
standards?
York. Yeah.
No, I want to say it was my idea. I don't know 100%, but I would say yeah, probably.
So you were going to be executed by yourself.
Yeah, I
If you
think so.
didn't get
Self-execution.
engaged.
You know.
He
How great.
Did I turn you down?
Yeah, that's good. I was.
Oh,
You were
good.
too
no,
hot.
no, no. You know what you
This
did?
is you.
Yeah,
It's-
actually,
you're-
I would come down a little.
This
Okay,
is
I
Alice.
got you.
Yeah, great.
There you go.
Oh,
How's
nice.
that?
That
Doesn't
sounds
it
good.
feel good?
I like
Yeah.
when I
Doesn't it
know.
feel good to come
Okay.
down?
Where
Actually,
I
it was
am.
down a little too much. Can you bring me back up?
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
bringing it back
And
up.
check.
Back up.
Perfect. Oh, yeah. Okay,
Funny
good,
is
so
like
good.
everyone listening to the podcast
Yeah.
don't know what the fuck.
There's
is
no
going on.
changes
No,
for
no,
them.
there's
There's
things.
no way they know.
Jeremy's controlling the level
Start
of my
to finish.
chair.
No,
We're
it's
controlling
an
our
emo-
own levels, but the mix that you guys are hearing is basically it's
Seth is on a morphine drip right now, and
Yeah,
so
more,
Jeremy's in
perfect,
charge.
and
So
perf-
he
oh,
just-
oh,
It's
too
funny
much,
because
too
Seth
much.
also has his own button, so it's like a double whammy here.
Yeah, I can
great.
only give myself so much. I need a second morphine button. I mean,
I'm
it's-
just pressing to the rhythm of Rush's YYZ.
That's a real mistrust of your own instincts.
I really don't want to change topics from this engagement thing. So,
sure.
so I'm
Too
going to
late.
stay
And
with
we
him.
won't.
Exactly. Here we are. So, were you like help me people, or were you like this is a private moment?
No,
Help me, people.
I'm not into a like YouTube video proposal. Those are, I think,
for women.
What's wrong with those?
I
I've
love
done
those. Give me
7
one.
of those.
you've done 7.
I've gotten no's 7 times.
you proposed on
proposed
like
via
YouTube,
YouTube?
7 times.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
You know,
It is worth it.
it's worth just trying.
Because then, whether you have a yes or a no, you have a record of it, right?
And you have like
isn't that nice?
a link.
Yeah.
That you can
You
share.
can send it
You
out.
have a link.
Right.
When you're going to propose to someone else, you're like, "Here's some of my past proposals."
I have a
Right.
reel.
Take a
You
look.
generated
Want
some
to
links.
take a look at my reel.
Take a
Yeah,
look.
I
See
want
what you think.
generate some content.
See
you know?
where you're
Right.
at.
Like, subscribe, and then also let me know if you want me to propose to you.
Yep, and I'll do it. You can say no. Please say no.
I've had a theory for a while that marriage is like not a good idea. What do you think about that? No, I've had a theory about like
That's a fair
proposal
question.
versus
Yeah.
wedding, where it's like, because I did get married and I was proposed to. Thank you, no one. And I realized like I really like a public proposal, but the wedding I like to keep it super small.
I see what you're saying.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know,
Because the wedding, I feel like it's
it's already going to be stressful.
It's just being like we're both stressed and horny for each other. Maybe, hopefully. No,
I mean, fingers
like what-
crossed.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're
that's
getting
what I-
married. It's like at that point you're already bored, right?
but I want to
We have
like
a
see him in a suit and be like, "Where's your dick?"
Yeah.
Sorry,
That's
like,
that's the
'Cause
wedding
did you-
ceremony.
He wears the kind of in Venezuela. The men wear a suit that makes their dick move to another secret location. So it's
Oh.
interesting.
Oh.
It's like it
moves
hides
to a
their
secret
dick.
location?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Is it still a location still on their body, or is
So
it like
basically
somewhere on Earth?
No, it's the suit.
Somewhere on
It's a
Earth.
safe
It's
house.
it's like
yeah.
you know one of those suits where it's like where it's
a
like an
safe
extra arm, so it
Yeah.
like there's like the first leg comes out of here,
Right.
and then there's a stuffed leg here,
Right.
and then there's an arm here, so
Whoa.
it looks like the guy's to the side, and then this
What you
leg
can't,
is
what the
camouflaged.
listeners can't hear is that Alice
He has
actually
more
has this
extremities.
suit that she on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm so hot, so I'm glad that we got to
It
this.
seems
so I
like a
can
lot to
finally
wear.
take it
Yeah,
off.
we would turn the AC
July.
on, but it messes with
Yeah.
the sound.
you brought it in to make a point, and you did. That's
Great.
so nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, you
I
can
feel
now
complete.
unzip.
Yeah.
So you guys,
Yeah.
you did this on your own.
I did.
Your own accord, no pressure.
Uh-huh.
Was it scary, or were you?
Yeah,
did
it was.
You guys
it
talk
actually,
about it before?
we had talked about it before, but it was still scary to propose to somebody.
Yeah, you're putting your heart out there.
Yeah, you're literally saying like
Yeah.
you could crush me by saying no right now
Right.
if you wanted. I am
Did you
pretty.
feel
su-
like you know she was going to say
I was
yes?
pretty sure she was going to say yes.
Yeah.
but
I feel like men are
you
never
know.
100,000,000% sure.
No,
Yeah,
it's not.
And
what
I
it's
am
like.
never sure of what I'm going to say next. So
That's true, 'cause we're never
Just-
sure.
yeah,
don't
that's how it
know.
goes. So you're right to doubt it.
but I had nothing to worry about because I made her cry before she knew it was a proposal.
Yeah.
So it was like
What do you mean?
because she had been working
You were
like.
you
The fuck you mean by
suck.
that?
yeah,
Yeah.
I broke her down.
Yeah.
I nagged her very hard.
Yeah.
That's
She-
my favorite kind of everything. It's just like guy relationship,
Just get-
friendship, anything.
Just get nagged
Yeah.
hard. No, she had been working super long hours, and so she was like, "Oh,
on
I'm
the
getting
docks
off."
too.
Yeah,
She's
on
a
the
dock
dock,
worker
yeah.
in New York.
And
Yeah.
then what happened?
She was like, "I'm gonna get off work early."
Okay.
Which is 10 p.m. in this case. And I was like, "Great, I'll make dinner." And so I was like, "I'll make dinner." I put up like lights in the backyard. I bought champagne. I had a little speaker playing her favorite song, which
This
is
is
of course
Brooklyn?
this song. Yeah, in Brooklyn.
Yeah, backyard.
Uh,
Backyard in Brooklyn, guys. Are we
yeah.
invited? I would love to go.
and that alone, just having made dinner and like had
Yeah.
made the backyard nice, was enough to like make her cry because she's just been having a very stressful week.
Oh.
And then I proposed, and then but then the waterworks
Well, then
really
the water-
started. Jeez,
It's great. You
Louise.
propose and then she starts crying more, and you're like,
Yeah,
"Oh, here we fucking go."
forget it, yeah.
You know, like
This is how it goes.
you fucking ruin everything, Melinda. You know.
So
That's how the music stopped when
Yeah.
the second
He's
got
like-
the
he
breath.
takes the thing
the
off.
second one
Yeah.
breath.
That's very sweet, and what a good.
you know,
You
it's
did a
like-
good.
Well, congrats.
well, thank you.
I didn't know, so I'm very excited
Okay.
for you.
Oh,
I'm very
great.
happy
Yeah.
for
Oh,
you.
thank
It's like
you. Yeah.
this is why I'm so curious.
Yeah,
I've known you for a long time.
You're
Yeah,
also a
that's true.
naturally curious. Person.
Yeah, I'm a naturally curious person, and I will go into tangents about personal lives as much
Sure.
as I can.
she's
Yes.
not a comedy person, so nobody knows her, but
Oh.
it's all good.
Is she
She's hidden.
school teacher,
No,
architect,
no. I mean, I can just
social
tell
worker?
you, but
Okay.
if you want to keep guessing,
a dog?
nope.
Graphic
Okay.
designer. Does she do like work at the limited?
I give
like,
up.
is
That's
she
the
like
closest.
is-
Dog
That's-
was second.
okay?
second
She
to-
works.
second
She works
closest.
in marketing. She's
No,
ad
no.
ad
Design.
sales.
She's
She's an artist. She works in.
Sure.
She's an
Street art,
illustrator.
street art, graffiti,
No.
Graffitos.
hip hop.
All right,
Gone wrong
you went
direction.
way the
Skateboarder.
wrong direction.
Yeah, she's a
Uh-oh,
pro
this is not good.
skateboarder.
Okay,
This is not
sorry.
good.
She's a screenwriter.
Oh,
she
nice.
writes for.
Green,
yeah.
that is a comedy person.
But-
Could
but,
it
like,
be
not-
a dramatic script?
She's like
I don't know what that
Alice
is.
had never even thought about
she's
it.
like a sci-fi horror person.
I love her. Okay, cool.
Yeah, me too.
Okay,
and
great.
and that's what she writes.
Well, she's mine now. Okay,
okay.
that's
Well,
amazing.
We had a good thing going, and
Yeah,
The
you know what?
she's
got
Honestly,
stolen
I
right
feel like
after
you
mine.
guys had a good run.
Yeah, we
Um,
did. Actually, we did really have a good run.
And she's
but-
mine now. So,
Yeah, so well.
Okay,
Wow.
well, sorry.
I'll let her know.
If anyone wants
before
to
the wedding,
propose
right?
to me, I want a big ass spectacle.
I really
And
want
no
like
one at the wedding. You want to be alone. Like, you don't even want the guy there, right? If it's a
Yeah.
guy, like, you want to be alone at
Honestly,
the
She just
wedding.
wants to show like a Vegas residency.
Yeah.
One of my friends, I want a photo shoot of myself, and that's it. And one of my friends,
nightmare.
Erin Dewey Lennox, who's done this show before, I can remember her last name.
I love
Jesus.
her.
And yeah, that's a good noise. Soundbite. So she got married in her backyard, and this was the wedding. She texts me the day before, and she's like, hey, listen, I know it's short notice, totally fine if you can't make it, but I'm going to get married tomorrow. If you want to come by around like 6, I think we're going to get started. Literally. And it was me and her and like 14 other people that could make it.
Wow.
Who came to the wedding. The guy she married was in the backyard with us during the wedding ceremony with his son and like his son's friends from the neighborhood. That's who was there. And then that happened. The marriage ceremony came and went. Somebody got ordained. And then like he went inside and like smoked pot with his friends.
The husband went
Yeah.
inside?
They're
Cool.
married. He goes directly inside. He starts making some dinner for himself and the rest of the people that were there. And then I and my friend sat outside with all the girls who were there, and we did like witchy, like we burned wishes for it. Did some of those
Alice,
things.
look at you.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God. Who even knew? We should get into this LA bullshit.
It is
All
LA
right.
bullshit. I never really do it, but it was
La, la,
really
la,
fun.
la,
We just
la,
like
la.
laughed our asses off, and that was her wedding. And I was like, this is the jam. This is the dream. No planning, no stress, no parents, nothing. Just like in and out. You're having a great time. It's awesome.
Almost eloping.
And your husband instantly operates like a stoner
Yes,
roommate.
immediately. I
Yeah.
mean, he does do that.
Yeah.
I would have hated that. I would have been
They-
like, be with me, like grab my tit.
They did have an engagement party with
I
balloons
really
that
think
said
it's like
copay because it was for insurance that they got married. So that's part of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, as someone planning a wedding, I could say that sounds
Insanely
so
good.
great.
I-
Oh, man.
That sounds like
Let
a
me-
breeze.
My
right?
fiance wants to get married in a cave, so now we're looking at caves.
I like
What do you mean?
that. That's good.
What's
That's
this
a good
cave
idea.
about?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I know that
Well,
she
she's
wants
a
to
sci-fi
get.
nerd.
She is, and a horror person. So like, I think
Wow.
she just
Fucking
likes the
dope.
idea of being in a cave. And
Big
like,
deal. Big time. I love that too.
Yeah.
There's
I'm
some
like-
bats in Venezuela called huacharos, and they live in a cave. And I went there, and it was the dopest place in the entire planet. Every time I meditate, and it's like, go
Add
to
it
your
to the
happy
list.
place. That's like
It's the
half the times is there.
Bat Cave.
The other half is like the beaches of Venezuela. It's never here. Sorry, guys.
Sure,
I like
all right.
in-
Okay.
It's never like in New York and Times Square, you know?
No,
One of my
never a
favorite
good
things
cave
about
in New
Spanish
York.
is that the word for bat is in English is 1 syllable and it's 5 syllables in Spanish.
Huacharo.
It's but not huacharo like in Spain it's
Murciélago.
murciélago.
No, but this is a type of murciélago.
5 syllables and ours is
bat.
Bat.
And Seth,
Bat.
you
Yeah.
are a married man.
I am. I'm on my first marriage.
Oh, great.
You're
He's
on
got
it.
he's got plans for
Yeah,
the
I'm
second.
still- no,
He's
no,
working
I
on
don't
it.
know.
Plowing
I
through.
just,
Escape the
I just,
first one?
I'm not
Do that.
saying I'm gonna have a second one. It's the first
You just
one.
felt the
so
need to
far.
mention
But
this
that
one's
is an
first.
accurate statement. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've been married almost 3 years.
Oh, how's it
And-
going?
A lifetime.
My face.
That was just vomited for everyone.
How's it going?
It's good. It's like we just got a dog, which is a thing that I was like, let's not get a dog till we have a
good?
kid.
Yeah, no, you want a dog first.
Dog first.
Dog
That's
first, yeah.
she convinced me.
Trains you.
At no
It trains
point
you to stop giving a shit about your like things that you think are important.
He's
Like,
texted
such
me.
as
physical
cushions
things?
or
He's
like or
texted me a lot of
like
pictures.
Such
clean
as
floors.
your
yeah, we
material possessions.
Yeah.
yeah, no, the dog doesn't destroy anything but my time.
Yep. Time destroyer.
The dog is very sweet, but I at no point agreed to get a dog. I just like came to consciousness and we were at like a dog rescue on Long Island, and I was like, this is definitely happening. At no point was I like, yes.
I feel
So
like that happens
I-
to guys more.
Yeah.
At least guys in my orbit.
I actually clapped for my wife because I was like
Somehow.
touche. I don't know
Somehow.
what you did, but now we have a
This
simple.
is Seth
Oh
with
yeah,
his
and
dog.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. This is the cutest. Are you in love?
Dude, that is a cute
I
dog.
honestly try to not feel things,
bae.
and she is making me feel feelings.
How could she not?
She's so sweet, and although she just growled aggressively at someone on the street, and now we're worried she's.
But we've established that person
Who
was a bitch.
Does
Yeah.
her
Person was
eyelashes?
probably a
'Cause
murderer.
She has
honestly,
cute little eyes.
She doesn't like to brag, but she does her own hair, makeup,
Mm.
wardrobe,
okay.
everything.
Wow.
Like herself.
It'd be weird if she liked to brag about it.
Yeah.
Whoa! Oh!
Yeah.
It'd be.
Yeah. So that's the big news is like, yeah, I don't, now my wife and I only talk about the dog. The dog sits between us.
Yep.
And
You know, my
so
uncle got
this is kind
divorced
of a
because of
throuple.
that.
Really?
I'm joking.
That was so convincing.
That was
Yeah.
what I 100% thought we were going into a real story.
I didn't go in A to C. I went to A to like
Nine.
V.
Yeah.
In
A to
to
Venezuela?
A
A
to
to Venezuela,
Venezuela.
sure.
Because I think they like spent so much time talking about their 3 kids that when they all left, they were like,
Oh.
Oh, there's nothing
there is
propping
nothing.
up this.
Yeah.
And then they broke up
Yeah.
at age 50.
Yeah, that's,
Well,
I
that's
feel
still
like
a good run.
Right.
That's a solid. You
You
got to
share a family for that long, and then you're
It's kind of
then
sad
you're
if
going
you're,
on a cruise.
Right.
Solo, baby.
if you're a woman and you want to like kind of have more sex the rest of your life, it's kind of annoying because
Yeah.
you're like in your 50s and you're like, who?
No, I'm 52, and I'm going to look this way always.
Wow.
That's a good
I
deal.
did
Nice.
not know that.
No,
Wow.
I'm very shocked. I'm like,
You signed a deal with the devil.
El Diablo.
I'm really upset
So
right
not
now.
the devil, the Spanish
Oh,
devil.
the Spanish
Oh, the
devil.
Spanish
Yeah.
devil. More
Wow.
charismatic
People
than
don't
our
know this, but the
American
I told her,
devil.
I know
regular,
a
the
guy.
Western devil doesn't really sell good looks. It's all, you got to go south for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
El
And I put
Diablo.
her in touch. It's
Okay.
Thank you.
my family guy.
Thank you for this.
My family devil.
friend. Yeah.
The family devil. That's a screenplay someone's working on right now in a Starbucks.
Tell my fiance, meaning your fiance.
Right, sure, yeah.
Because she's mine now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys have a podcast, Mission to
Zyxx.
Zyxx,
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to say it right, but those are like
didn't-
that's tricky for me.
No, we wanted to make something that's not
Zyxx.
phonetic because also you
Yeah.
hear the word and you don't know how to spell it
Yeah.
because we want it to be hard to find.
It's like
Yeah.
that town.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
town, like a Zyxx.
There is Zyxx.
Zyxx,
Yeah. It's like that, but not that.
It's
Um,
half of it.
yeah.
Half
Yeah.
of that name.
Yeah, it's
almost.
ZYXX.
It's really hard to, it's hard to find ways to
I like
not
that.
get famous.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you
But we
have to
think
kinda
we
just think
cracked-
outside the
we
box.
cracked the
Just a
code.
little, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Hard to
god.
Google.
Yeah, it's not online. There's one compact disc of it that we put out each week,
Okay,
and we
cool,
put it
cool,
in
cool,
a
cool, cool,
just
cool.
in. It's
Send
in,
it to a Goodwill
Very
in Des Moines.
Yeah.
efficient.
So
Nice.
we
Nice.
we have a listener.
Nice.
and
Feels
she
like I
loves the
want to
show.
talk to Brett about bookings after this, but after this.
Yeah.
So far, you've been great.
Oh my god.
No, we do have a show. We just did a live show at the Dynasty Typewriter
And that's
last
why you're
night.
here. How was that?
It was
It was
really
very, very fun.
It was really fun,
We
right?
had-
It's a cool space.
To continue the theme today, we had somebody come to the show from Guadalajara.
No
Yeah.
Yeah.
way.
From Guadalajara because
yeah.
they listened to the
Yeah.
show.
we get it.
He-
You can say it better than us.
They apparently were already coming to
Don't
LA.
say that. Say that he came for,
I know,
for the
but
show.
it's not-
Yeah,
it feels- that's too
it's-
crazy.
Yeah, but he
He's
was.
like, "What am I doing? What am I doing Sunday night?" He's like,
Yeah.
"There's a show in L.A. Oh,
Right.
fuck, I'm in Guadalajara."
I mean, if I listen to a lot of podcasts from people from Australia, and I feel like if they happen to be in town, or if I happen to be
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
their town
in
while
Australia.
you do.
yeah, it's
Right.
very annoying because
Yeah.
then I'm like, what's the British accent? How does this
No.
work? But if I happen to be
Oui.
in Australia when they're doing a live show,
Yeah.
you're dying to do this thing where you do an
Oui.
Australian accent, and I'm just gonna
Did
ignore
you find out about
it.
it?
Okay.
Did you put it in your big pig?
Wow.
What?
I didn't. It's amazing that underneath the
I'm
weird
really
suit,
I'm trying to
Alice
focus.
had a alligator skin vest on underneath the suit she just took off.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. All right. Sorry. Fuck me. I'm sorry. I'm the
Mate.
worst.
I know they say mate. But if I happen to be in Australia when they're doing a live show, I'd be like,
Yeah,
I'm in
fuck
town
yeah.
for 4 days and I'm gonna take a few hours just to like go to do this.
To go
I would
see
it.
definitely do
Yeah.
that. But it requires you like liking the show and being like,
People drove from Fresno, drove 4 hours from Fresno, and then drove back because the woman said, "I don't do hotels." So they drove 8 hours. Like,
Just like,
it's cool to meet
okay.
people who do like drive 8
What about
hours.
Airbnb?
That's a very
to
Fresno
see
thing.
the show.
We tried
That's
to
a Fresno
explain what a hotel was. And
Yeah.
and
She was like,
just wouldn't have it. Yeah.
thing.
Said I don't do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Hey, well,
Yeah.
I
so
feel like
interesting.
Trex fans would have a lot of overlap with Mission to Zyxx fans. So can you
Absolutely.
describe what happens so that we can sell it to them a little bit?
Yeah, let's-
yeah,
I want to
sure.
get you
Sell,
guys
sell.
more
Do-
famous just to see who
Cool,
can have
yeah,
drop
yeah.
by that
Do you
back.
wanna
the
try?
Jump
Goodwill
on it.
back.
I'll jump in.
Okay. So Mission to Zyxx is the travels of a spaceship crew, and they go to different planets and meet people. Depending on which season you're listening to, we're employed by different people, but we'll like meet the guest on a planet, and we'll chat about them,
my
like
God.
what weird society they're a part of.
Yeah.
We'll have some kooky adventures.
Yeah,
and
it's an improvised sitcom that takes place in space, and it's there's an ambassador team. So there's an ambassador, omnisexual security officer named Dar, who has chest talons and furry scales, and Jeremy plays C-53, the protocol droid who tends to a little bit toward condescension.
Maybe just a tad.
I play missions operations
like
manager
Oh my
Nermit
God.
Bundeloy.
He's like if Data knew how to be sassy.
So
a little
Bender.
Yeah.
bit, but like not as crude as Bender.
Okay.
So like
I'm
dial it in.
in
yeah.
between.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Right.
got it.
And I play junior missions operations manager Nermit Bundeloy, who's a 19-inch. His species are like on the way. They're in the middle of evolving from lizards into birds. So he's like a lizard with
From
bird
lizard
legs.
to birds?
Yeah, that's what birds came from.
Yeah.
And
I'm like, what?
so
The fuck?
and it's
I want out of here. Sorry.
That's
no.
what she said.
There's-
Alice,
You
no,
can't-
Literally.
Alice, come back. Oh, she's gone. She was so mad that. Wow. All right. Well,
All right, so wait,
I
mean,
I'm still here. I was like, wait, I was like trying to translate
now
the
we're
bit, and I was
even.
like, wait.
We're 1 and 1 on
Yeah,
I
this
really
taking
it's
needed
weird
that.
because
I'm really
I get
happy.
upset and Alice leaves.
I needed that very much.
Yeah.
So wait, you're evolving to a bird.
She's still
as
on it.
apparently it happens
Yeah.
on
You're
Earth,
evolving to this understanding of how evolution works.
yeah.
but you're an alien.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
everyone's
everyone's
an
on the show,
alien
yeah.
because everyone's just from their planet.
But you're a robot, so you're not an alien.
That's well.
Someone made you.
Yeah.
Point.
He's
She
right
caught you.
cybernetics.
And that's a Trex in the City gotcha.
Nailed it. Oh, if we only had this, too bad we don't
Gotcha.
have the soundboard. There'd be a
There's
big
no
fart
soundboard.
sound.
Today.
There's only a snowboard.
But we're in our second season.
No.
Jock, go back in the
No.
corner.
Wow, they really obeyed.
Yeah.
Right back in the. I didn't even
He's
notice
dumb.
Jock.
He thinks we're dating.
So
It's
you
fine.
stick to
Whoa.
like the sitcom format, acts and stuff?
So yeah,
Yeah.
basically,
Kinda like
And
it's sort of
yeah.
it's sort of like a classic sitcom sort of 2-act. Like, oh, here's the person we're gonna go meet. Here's the setup, and I'm like, oh no, we're getting into some shenanigans, and then you know it resolves in some way, and we go back on the ship and go, that mission didn't go so great. It's a lot of that.
But somehow we're
excited.
still employed. And then we, I think, like, one of the really cool things about the show is that we will record improv for like 90 minutes. It's
It's good to have it random in the middle of your
it's
sentence.
so crazy because Jason Alexander is in every episode and he doesn't let us use his name. Oh shoot!
Whoa,
yeah.
that's a huge reveal.
That's another
I-
Trex.
this-
Gotcha.
That's a Trex in the City reveal.
It's what I had.
Nice.
Is what I had that fast.
It lacks a
There's
certain
no
punch.
soundboard.
Yeah.
The Seinfeld.
This is called iTunes.
Oh.
Have you heard of iTunes before?
Yo no me suena.
Okay.
So it's so Jason Alexander is prominently featured.
He's
in.
He's
every
secretly
episode.
in every episode. Now the
And
cat's
no
out of the
one-
bag.
Our fans are really good at keeping.
All right.
Fuck you, I love you. Fuck
I'm
you,
sorry.
I love you. That's the new song.
Sorry. This is how we do it. I don't know if you guys interrupt
No,
each
no,
other.
we got
but
it.
This
What if
is,
this is the new dynamic?
No,
We'd always been really
we text each other to say, "Can I speak soon?" And then the other person says, "Yeah, I'm going to be done in about 6 minutes."
Oh
And then-
my
yeah.
god.
6 minutes?
No, but we
It's a lot of monologuing between us.
I would like walk away and go buy a Diet Coke. I would be like, out. I'm done.
I
with
would
this.
buy a Diet Coke. I like the way you say Diet Coke.
Sorry. You're like, oh my god.
No, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I feel like I've only heard people say Diet Coke.
Yeah.
But it really
Stress
does
on
make
the
sense
Coke.
to say Diet Coke.
Because
Diet
that's the
Coke.
important
That's the
part
thing.
of
Diet
the
Coke.
phrase.
Yeah, a Diet Coke.
A Diet Coke.
Yeah.
We all learned something great.
Let's all
what
let's,
do y'all say?
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. Can I get a DC?
That's not how you
let's
say
all let's all switch Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
Diet
Diet
Coke.
Coke.
Cool.
Diet Coke.
it.
Okay.
Diet Coke.
All right.
And that's a
Yeah,
Trex in the City. Wait,
you
get
switch
another
to
one
Diet
going.
Coke, and we'll all switch to
And that's
Diet
a Trex in the City coined term.
Point term.
So bad. I'm bad.
It's not
we
even-
never
it's-
realized we needed the soundboard.
It's
so bad.
underwhelming.
Let me go grab my phone and my water, and then we can get into the episode.
Let's do it.
Bow.
Nobody wanted me to do that, and I did it anyway.
This is okay. Let's get into this episode.
Peppy Peppy.
The enemy. It's the name of the episode.
El enemy.
There he is.
Oh man, I like that guy.
Recognize those markings, Dwarf.
Ah, bring water, Alice, for both.
I might have to send Brett to go get some more.
We might have to send Brett. Just looking straight into his eye.
His single eye.
We might just like there's like one eye, like
I feel like
that I feel. What's the name of the dog again?
Goose.
That can't be.
No animal can have the name of an animal.
Probably shouldn't be touching the.
Yeah,
You are touching. Everyone will drink
that
you.
helps the
That's
filter.
okay. Yeah, it's going to get filtered.
So far, the dog has drank straight out of it, and Alice has touched the filter.
Playing pistols with the filter.
It's really like a way to make a Brita most effective.
make it work.
Is this like-
make it
And you
work.
just fill
Out
with,
of the
fill
filtered
with
gate.
urine and then drink.
Out of the filtered gate, straight collect new bacteria.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a urine filter. So.
Oh, do you know about the Vikings?
Nope.
The football team from Minnesota?
Never heard of him.
No, I know. No,
Oh.
no, the real deal.
The Los Angeles Vikings chess team. What do you think is happening out there?
Goose, you can't be a dog. Come here.
Wow, that's
I think he has to
Oh
be.
my God.
really
It's
challenging
the rough
order to
part,
give
yeah.
a dog.
Goose, you
can't
can
be a dog.
One instruction.
Or-
Stop,
You have to be a
stop
Diet
being a
Coke.
dog.
That's how dogs talk, always, right?
Always.
Oh.
Yeah. No, they're-
I do my own lashes.
listen.
That's your dog.
Yeah,
Oh.
she doesn't boast, as we established.
Who's the dog's favorite?
Ooh.
So
Tough
this is
cue.
actually a little bit touchy. The dog, at least presently, to my knowledge,
It's you.
It's me,
It's
and
you.
it's
Studio
Wow,
audience
people are-
going
oh,
crazy.
Yeah, great.
They
the
wanted
do-
it to
and
be you.
but because my wife wanted the dog, and the dog like at least a little bit prefers me more, it's hard for her. The other day we were watching TV. The dog was laying between us and had her paw on me, and my wife said, "I'm jealous."
The Fritos.
And, yeah.
Do you think it's because you're a man?
I
Like in the pheromones or whatever? Was it?
I-
Do you think it's because
Do you think it's because you're a man?
yeah, I mean, I am only fully nude with the dog.
Yeah,
and
of
it's
course.
definitely a
And you let it,
deeply
and you
sexual thing.
cover yourself in peanut butter.
Yeah,
At every moment. You're like,
yeah.
I don't know what it is, babe.
It could be. I think I sort of like fell in love with the dog a few minutes before she did, and I feel like the dog might know that.
It's weird.
You both turned around.
Well, there's a dog in the room, so playing a dog
And
sound
also,
effect is really.
that dog finally wasn't a dog. It became a
Yeah.
horse.
Because it changed tracks
Right.
to the next
So
sound
it went
effect.
down to
Now
horse,
we
yeah.
understand
This has
why you
already
think that's a
been such a-
reasonable request.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, babe, I'm podcasting.
Did you get Goose already?
Yeah, he's with me right now.
You're live, Garrett.
Garrett, you're live on Treks in the City.
Fuck yeah. Favorite fucking podcast.
You never listen, honey.
You don't know that.
Oh, God, that's true. Say hi to Seth and Jeremy.
Seth, Jeremy, how's it going?
Hey,
It's going.
Garrett?
It's good. You can't hear our response, I don't
I
think.
think he can.
Oh,
Okay.
it's going good.
Sorry.
Thanks for guesting with
psychopath
us.
time with Veronica. Sorry.
Yeah, happy to join in.
We're hanging out with your dog.
I hope he's not farting.
Your hopes are dashed.
You just made me nervous.
But it's okay. We're all farting all the time, aren't we? And that's the nature of life.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, well, I'll call you when I'm done.
Okay.
Bye, Garrett.
Bye,
And
Garrett.
That's been the Garrett segment.
Carrots.
We didn't know we had a Garrett segment, but it just happened.
So
Oh,
amazing.
thanks, Brett.
So Jeremy's been doing this voice, and I'm now he can't ever not be on the show with us.
Do you want to get some things in the can to just
say
put it in
I'm
the soundboard?
Say I'm trapped.
I'm trapped. Good. Is that good? I can do it, yeah.
Wait, will you do a? Now I'm gonna.
Will
write
you
that-
marry
Will
me?
you do
It's
a?
like
Now
such
that's
a-
been a Treks
Great.
in the
I'll
City,
take your
and then they'll just
fiancé.
put in the blank of like. Now
No.
that's been a Treks in the City.
That was a Treks in the City. Oh god,
Yes,
I'm starting to lose it. It's a little rough on the
Yeah.
chords.
Yeah.
It's rough on the course.
Is this me?
Is it
we
like
can
that?
share this
Oh,
coffee.
sorry. I thought that was yours.
It is, but it's empty. So I'm gonna double up.
Is this how you do your podcast? Just like
Ooh, that's
switching
really
waters
tough.
around and being confused?
Yeah, we're
Yeah, a lot of
crazy.
visual jokes on our podcast.
Just like throwing shade for no reason to your podcast.
your shitty podcast.
Yeah. Is that from your bullshit thing that you
Is
did?
that
How you
you're-
do your little thing?
Mission to garbage.
Mission
You
to
said it.
garbage.
You said it.
Honestly, that
That-
would be helpful. We have a lot of garbage
Well,
to
that's
deal
a-
with in the
and-
sea.
and
We
it's
have a
that's
mission
true.
to garbage in this planet right now.
So this episode,
Let's talk about The Enemy.
Yeah.
Episode season 3, episode 7.
Okay,
I'm so
so-
pumped.
can we do a summary of this episode?
Yeah, let's
because
do it.
here's what happened to me. I started watching the wrong episode.
Do you want to pull up that Wikipedia?
And
This is tiny. Can I read it? I'll read it. Alice, control freak. It's enough. LaForge gets left behind on the storm-plagued planet when the rest of his team encounters a Romulan warrior. What do you have? Oh, you have nothing.
I started watching a different episode when
you realized?
I realized, but I also realized that my Netflix got put on hold because somebody stole my debit card. Do you know who stole my debit card, you guys? I think I know.
Gary.
You know?
My brain. I just left it somewhere. I have no idea. It's somewhere in my pants. And
Mind theft is
so I
very
had
common.
to
these days.
mind theft.
Yeah.
So creepy.
I found sound effects that are kind of bad. Really bad.
I don't think you need to qualify it with kinda.
I think I was trying to make like a male laugh to your joke.
Yeah.
But this is what happened.
Okay. That's
So
fine.
you lost your credit. Yeah, this is what I do. That's what happened. This is not
how
going
I
to work.
felt when
you
I
guys
lost.
have to bear
Yeah,
with
you're
us.
right.
We're excited
You're right.
about
It's not gonna
this
work.
bullshit.
No, I can tell.
No,
we invite you.
we're enthusiasts for bullshit.
Yeah, no, we're pro
are.
bullshit.
Great.
So I guess I'll just have to watch along with you guys and do my very best. To
So even
catch
though
up.
I
Even
have
though I'm
a-
sure I've seen in the past.
we'll
but-
explain it all to you, Alice. This
Yeah.
is, you're
Yeah.
covered.
Hey,
Seth
Romeo.
made some very extensive notes.
You are covered.
Yeah, I transcribed it, and it's not all memorized, but I could pretty much say along.
Wow, you're the most. The most extra. Like, you're extra.
Seth doing the most. I changed the ending a little. Just I punched it up kind of along the way, but
It's always good to, like, if you're at it anyway, you know?
Sure.
yeah.
So I want to ask you, what's your history with Star Trek?
Our Trek experience, as it were.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
we've never used that.
Well.
Yeah, that's
just
gonna be. Can
what
we
happens
Trek experience?
when you have two scatterbrains.
That's
you need a
free
safe
one.
space to have your Trek experience.
I have a sound effect that says
You're-
drum hit, so let's just see.
You know, a first Trek experience can be very traumatic if. No, don't know.
Wow, that's a
Oh, sorry, guys.
that was a really
you-
experimental joke.
You hadn't finished? I thought.
The punchline was an if
Yeah.
with dot
an
dot dot.
ellipsis.
Yeah.
Just, okay, try again. I'll be better now.
Okay.
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 Do you want to
Okay,
do this?
yeah.
Okay.
That was the first time we had it.
What?
Wow, you
That was a different sound effect.
You're like the drummer that can never learn when to do the rim shot.
I'm really good at
No,
drumming.
you're bad at it because we keep saying it and then you do the rim shot when the punchline comes.
But I'm good at the drums.
Okay, great. But I just need you to hit it when I.
That's at least
All
a
right, we're gonna
30-second
have Seth try.
sketch.
Maybe
Yeah.
Seth. And, okay,
Okay.
he hasn't even
Oh,
started
wow.
yet.
Pre-joke,
The beginning?
pre-joke rim shot.
It's
that was
the
just my silent inhale was the punchline of that joke.
Okay, I'm ready. I know how to do it.
Do you want
Okay.
to try it, Seth?
So, I mean, you've had a Trek experience when you walk it. Like it was actually
It was-
first a failure to interrupt, but somehow interrupted. Nice.
I think this is
I think we nailed it,
successful. I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
Right.
But-
Oh my
I guess
God.
you make the rules.
Okay, so what's your Trek experience, guys? We came up with that TM.
I'm a big Trek person.
We've talked about this.
I think we have.
I had to ask because I ask every time.
I grew up watching like my dad is a big sci-fi fan, and we grew up watching a lot of Next Generation in our house. And specifically, it was like when it got syndicated, it would come on at 6 p.m.
Yep.
in where I lived, but dinner time in my house was 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And so my brother and I always played this game where it was like, all right, let's put on Star Trek. And if we could get far enough into the episode, and if our dad was kind of like, had just come home from work and was like also peeking into the episode,
That's my dad.
Sometimes we could get far enough into the episode where our mom would be like, all right, shut it off. It's dinner time. We'd be like, Mom, we got to find a... It's almost done. And she would be like, nope, it's dinner time. But if my dad was watching, or if we were like half an hour in, she'd be like, oh, fine, like whatever.
Oh my God.
And
So
so-
she's a
Awesome.
reluctant Trek fan, is what I'm hearing.
Not a Trek fan at all.
No, she
No, I'm
hates
hearing
it. It
reluctant Trek
Okay,
fan.
No,
I
it
mean,
ruined
that's-
her.
you can hear
It
that,
ruined
but-
her
my
dinner.
brain.
She
Yeah.
served a lot of cold
A lot
soup.
of cold soup post
A lot of,
an
like-
Just like
excellent
frozen
TNG
nuggets.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
So you guys, it's why were you like, ooh, yeah, let's watch this?
Oh, I mean, this is a big just sci-fi fan in general, but like the crew, like I was a very wanted to be Wesley Crusher. I know like liking Wesley Crusher was
It's
not
age
like
appropriate.
a cool thing, but yeah, he was probably like
loved him.
3 or 4 years older than me, and I was like, this guy's got it, and like I
That's
was
how I feel about Taylor Hanson.
sure
Total sexual
Yeah.
awake for
Uh-huh.
me.
Yeah,
Total
no, I get
sexual
it.
awakening.
I wanted to be like him, and
Those sweaters.
him.
Come on.
Yeah.
Those shoulders. Oh my god.
Was
You know
your
that's a
is your
suit?
brother older?
Oh, the
He-
sweater suit.
He had to wear like a muscle suit because he was such a skinny kid.
Oh, I love a muscle suit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell Garrett
My
to
brother
wear
was
one.
a skinny kid. I was a skinny kid.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of skinny kids.
Sorry. I was on
nobody
the other.
was.
I was on the
Oh,
other
okay.
end of the spectrum.
Everybody was totally okay with it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was reliving.
Hey, don't make fun of wimpy kids. What's
so
that movie about
was
the
your
wimpy
brother
kid?
older?
Yeah, 2 years older.
And are you still? Is he still like into sci-fi?
He's still
like,
2
is he
years
still, like, a
older.
fucking
He's still
nerd?
2 years
go
older.
behind somehow.
He
Is he
somehow he
still-
looped back.
Okay, good.
He got too into Trek. He looped back. He's
When
in
you
an
were
alternate
caught up
timeline.
in 2 years, am I thinking about it wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you had some time.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see.
All right.
But
Is he
yeah,
still
we're
a
Maybe
fan?
this marriage.
yeah
will
we're both
get you
Trek
there.
Trek people still.
Trek people. We are Trek people.
We are Trek people.
Is there any other sci-fi that you're like, this is my favorite, absolute favorite
wow,
franchise
boy.
or movies? Or whatever?
Man.
I mean, I'm not questioning you about your like. I'm just wondering if Star Trek is the top.
It's just a
probably.
big question. Like Next Generation was like an extremely,
Sacred.
extremely formative thing for
Yeah.
me.
Me too.
Yeah, that's like
It's really important.
mine was later in life, which is great.
Also good. Yeah.
Yeah. We would be sneaky about like kind of gunshot 80s 90s action movies
Oh yeah.
if we wanted to watch TV and we caught our dad like getting home. That was this is how you get the TV
Like
to be on
Rambo and
Yeah.
Bloodsport. And
that
all
kind of
stuff
shit.
Like
He'd be
that,
like, no,
yeah.
no, no, wait.
Okay.
And then Daniela and I are like, all right, perfect, great, awesome, we
Nailed it.
got him. He's like a zombie now. So perfect.
Tip for the kids: trap your dads
Trap
into
your
watching
dads?
something
Yeah.
you like.
Trap
your dads.
Dads are dumb. Dads are dumb.
Dads.
It's kind of easy to trap a dad who's just coming from work
Yeah,
and
he's
he's like so tired. Like he had a day, probably like a couple people were so dumb and he had to deal with them and he had coming
And if
back.
they're
and
dumber
like,
than him, they must
Jordy
have
is
been tired.
like, oh,
Yeah.
it's like easy
Yeah.
to trap a dad.
They're
Right. I'll
at
watch
that
people
point.
kill their enemies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll watch this.
Yeah.
While I put
Classic
frozen
dad
nuggets
quote.
and cold soup in my.
Frozen nuggets. It's like, Mom, you didn't ever heat these.
I was like, well, you didn't even try if they're frozen.
Why would I? You're all watching Star Trek. Whatever.
Well, if you just leave them
so
on the counter, they'll at least be room temperature.
Shut up! Throw nuggets.
I hate you and I hate your father.
Oh,
It's
those
like,
nuggets are rock
Jesus,
hard,
this
Mom.
is-
Jeez.
Wow, this seems like it's
Not
about
on
another
us.
thing. What about you, Seth? Are you like
We don't have time. Let's watch the episode.
you like being mean? Sorry.
I love you.
Oh no, it's. I mean, I think that's sort of appropriate because my Trek stuff is very spotty. Like I watched it. I watched like Next Generation here and there. I watched Deep Space Nine here and there. I watched like the original here and there. It was just like on like
Whatever
Oh,
you
the
would
original series.
catch on
yeah,
TV.
I wouldn't.
at
It
the
wasn't
time.
appointment watching. It was like I'd turn on the TV and be like, I'm interested in this. So like when Jeremy and I sat down and watched this, I know all the characters,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it wasn't
that's
like
good.
who's that, but and I like it,
Right.
But I always
Did have to explain a lot of Federation Romulan sort of
Okay,
history.
I
Tension
got
and
Jeremy
why.
busted out his BA thesis on why the
Actually,
Romulans are
No way.
I want to know about it. Actually,
Wait,
I want to know what you explained.
I didn't write a thesis, but I majored in like writing for film and television. So
Sure.
like,
Yeah.
at one point I took a class called Myths, Stereotypes, and Icons, which is just sort of deconstructing
Nope.
television.
Okay, sorry guys.
And I wrote a 10-page paper on an
Yeah.
episode of Star Trek.
Oh my
yes,
god. What up?
wow.
Wow,
What'd you get?
I think I got an A minus.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Cool.
I
pretty good.
think it was.
Do you have a sound? Do you have an
Pegasus.
A minus sound effect?
I
Pegasus.
have a which
It's like-
laughing cartoon effect.
I don't know.
I don't wanna
I
hear
don't know
that.
what's
I don't
appropriate
wanna
for
hear
a
that, sorry.
college paper.
So I have you can look for it here.
It's the one with like the general
That's not a sound effect.
who wants to do a science experiment, but it's like risky. And Picard's like, I don't think we should do it. And the admiral in Starfleet is like, well, we're doing it anyway. And and then
yeah.
a bunch of people die.
It's when the Pegasus ship takes over
That's what
and they
it-
make Deanna Troy wear a regular uniform.
Oh yeah,
That's
That's the
of
one
it.
where they make.
That's what I remember about that
Yeah.
episode. She's
Well-
like, oh, I hate it. It's itchy.
she's ill-treated on that show in the uniform
Yeah.
department.
Oh, it's so bunchy.
Yeah, sometimes she's just wearing a dress.
Like,
Yeah, they
oh,
can't
I like
seem
the
to
one
decide.
my low cuts with the swingy skirt. It's good
I wanna-
for when
I want to say that's like they can't figure out how to dress her because it's like, what's her title on the on the Enterprise. It's like
Yeah.
counselor, and
Yeah.
you're like, where is that
Well,
rank?
that's what I love about the
That's
show.
when they disrespected psychiatrist.
No, but I feel like they
Yeah, for real.
respected it because
mental health.
they couldn't write. The writers didn't respect it,
They
but the
did
show,
not
the
understand.
the idea-
show did.
The show did because her position on the ship is like
She sat right next
she's
to the captain.
She's on the other side of Riker. So when Riker, and Captain Picard and Data are all gone from the bridge, there's an episode where she has to take command
Oh,
because
wow.
she's the next in line.
It's also clearly like if somebody on your ship could actually even tangentially read people's minds, they absolutely would be
Should be in
involved in
charge
every command
in
decision.
everything. Yeah.
She
Every
absolutely
single
And
one.
so
sit
often when
next to
she's
the
not,
captain.
it's
And
like,
yeah.
well, maybe she shouldn't be
maybe.
weirdly on it.
Does it-
She's always at a conference. And it's like, absolutely not. You cannot go to this conference. We're doing missions.
But they did like 2 episodes ago. She walks into her bedroom and she's like, "Play the incoming messages." And the first one was like a psychiatrist or like a psychology report or some kind of like study.
yeah.
And then 2 messages from her mom,
Yeah.
and it was like, all right, it was
The-
going great.
The episode after this one, we we finished the episode and then just rolled into the next one because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Netflix.
That's
And,
my kind of favorite.
and it was Troy, and she's like, I want real chocolate. And you're like,
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
That's the one. Yeah.
and it was like, what writer was writing this and being like, nailing it, got
You know,
this figured
and then they
out.
exercise
It
and like
sucks,
songs
but it
and-
also
Oh, yeah, those
that's
weird
a really
outfits.
bad one for that reason. But
It's,
it also helps
It's really
you
good, too.
establish what the replicator is. And what
Yeah,
it does.
that is
so
true.
I remember that for that reason that it's like, okay,
Well, we
we
can't
know
make, like, yeah.
what the replicator's doing now because we so thanks for coming. Because in the episode, I don't know if you got to this part, Seth, but it explains she's like, I want a real chocolate shake. And they're like, okay, what do you mean real? And she's like, I want real ice cream. I want real chocolate sauce.
Yeah,
I
we
want,
did get that far.
You know, and then it's like, I can't make that because it's
not nutritious.
you.
It's not
Yeah.
good for you.
And she's like, ugh.
Which is fair because
Yeah.
that would be awesome to have
Right.
a thing that would make you food all the time. But you're like, can I get like some fries? And they're like, well, we can't. You're like, whatever.
Well, I sort of liked it because I was like, wait, what do they give you anyway that tastes like it's like like you know how
Yeah,
you get those little 100 calorie things that are actually
Yeah.
like really good but they're
Yeah.
expensive, you know? I'm like, oh, that's well.
Yeah, it's like, what, can we get some replicator
mean,
chocolate that's like good for you,
yeah.
but like
It's some Halo
pretty
tech.
And it doesn't make you
Tom.
feel like shit
you're
afterwards,
like,
but it's like a Reese's cup.
okay, yeah, sure,
Bring it.
I'll do it.
All day.
Doesn't sound so bad.
That would be my diet.
Day.
All day.
If I can eat the flavor of sugar without the headache of having eaten sugar, I would eat that all day. That would be like all I do.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
Get a Diet Coke.
a Diet
So
Coke.
wait, I want to know what you explained to Seth about Romulan Federation.
Well,
Oh,
We
he was
can-
joking.
I was kidding.
You
Yeah.
were not
Well,
Yeah.
but like they do kind
condescendingly
of.
explaining.
Oh.
I want to know what happens.
What?
I mean, I'll
Wait.
delve into the neutral zone when we get there. But
Ooh.
I dove into the okay.
delve.
So basically, they start.
Delved
They
into
start
the
the
neutral
episode in this like foggy
Yeah, I can
ass
talk.
place.
Just kidding.
Are you like paying attention? 'Cause you did.
Yeah.
Picking up something
So they're
on the
not, like-
Protron scan.
we got the Jord dog here.
Over here.
I love when they
Some
scream.
electroconductive object.
Clearly, it's Galorndon Core.
It's like hard acting. I'm here.
So I was explaining to Seth that it's cool on Netflix that the show is in HD because they shot the whole thing on 35 millimeter and when they wanted to put out Blu-rays, like restored it from the actual negatives.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, I know. And then you see the 10 forward, you can see people inside the ship. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
It's insane.
And it's cool
details.
that you can watch it now and it doesn't look super dated.
Yeah.
And like this soundstage, you're like, oh, this actually looks good. And
Yeah.
because so many practical effects with the ships, you're like, this kind of holds up. And then there's like one digital effect and you're like, ew, boy.
Yes, I know.
But it's so
Kinda
nice
cool.
to see it, to be like, wow, we're still like so primitive, even though we're like dreaming of this world.
Yeah, right.
And we're so primitive still now, even though this show is 30-year-old show. We're
this
still
is a
stupid
lot.
about mental health.
Yeah, I mean,
so
they had to
spread-
build a lot of stuff for this.
Yeah, someone had to build that rock.
Do you think that got like reused for a lot of different planets and stuff?
Probably.
For dinosaurs.
This is
the,
probably an exterior.
Dinosaurs, the
sitcom?
the Jim Henson show.
Green blood. I love that.
I like that Romulans and Vulcans have green blood, but if they have green blood, a lot of other parts of their biology should look different, then they don't.
yeah, that's true.
Well, we have a
that's
beef with
true.
humanoids because it's like, how many aliens can look like humans?
Humans,
Yeah.
yeah.
There is an
And-
episode that explains that, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Later on.
Yeah, well, that's like towards the end.
Yeah, it's true.
But
They
it's
just
like-
got to
It's
it
like, we are the 12.
real late.
Yeah.
If we know they have green blood, like they shouldn't have red lips. Like that's not how
They should
that
have
works.
green
They should have green lips.
lips.
Like
That
pale
would be
green.
And they should have green
So-
blush.
Yeah.
It
And
would be
green
like-
iris. Yeah.
Which would be
Very-
kind of cool.
That'd be
Very
kinda
like
beautiful.
Fenty. Very Riri.
Very Fenty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, don't try to choke Worf. What? I mean,
It's like, I don't know what came over me.
I love that they have
So
like Home
mad.
Depot flashlights.
Those are the
The clip-on
Those are the body
headlamps.
cams
yeah.
they had to start wearing because they kept
Accountability,
assaulting
yeah.
They'll
people.
have like GoPros.
They
yes,
would go
'cause
down to this.
There are like a couple problems with like Federation
Yeah.
employees who are like
They've gone. They kind of went over the
kinda
line.
like,
and,
on a couple of Klingons and. So Geordi falls down the hole.
35 feet onto his face.
onto his face.
Oh, this is his 127 hours.
He's got a phaser
Yeah.
off his own arm, and then
Chew it off.
Like,
Chew
that
it
was
off.
actually painless.
yeah, he seems
Phased it
fine.
away.
Yeah, didn't hurt at all. Severed the nerve.
He also like fell straight into mud with his mouth.
Yeah, it's also.
This reminds me of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, right.
yeah,
I know
actually,
you're talking about the
I
mud
do,
mouth.
Yeah, mhm.
Yeah. Geordi's
visor.
visors are lost, and he's looking for them with like. I love his like beepers by his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Found it.
What's-
Found it.
It is crazy that like Jordy's got this visor, and I was like, that's a thing they can do now. It doesn't work as well as his, but they can like wire a external camera to your visual
Yeah,
cortex.
isn't that amazing?
Like that's a real thing
Yeah.
they can do.
An external camera.
And it's
Yeah.
not as good as Jordy.
Yeah. Okay. Call me when it's internal.
Wow. Even Jordy's is an internal.
Jeez, almost as mad as about lizards turning into
See,
birds.
he fell face first, but the top of his uniform is still dry somehow. I don't know how he did that.
I don't know. So basically,
It has wicking technology.
Moisture
It quicks.
wicking.
It quicks.
Wicking.
they can't find each other. Jordy's in a hole.
And the back
in
is
a
really
muddy
dirty
hole.
for
Yeah.
some reason.
He is. He stays falling down.
He's acting blind even though he's not. And this is so frustrating. I hate when they're
So
separate
loud.
like this. And
You're right that the shouting on this cold open is very.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope they teach this at Juilliard.
I feel like
Because-
it's
thank
very
you.
hard acting if you don't have all the other noises
The
around,
sounds,
which
yeah.
you can't
Yeah,
because
totally.
otherwise the sound will be recorded
Yeah.
poorly. So
Just
you're
on
like,
a silent soundstage.
Yeah.
"Where are you?"
Yeah, we
Like
encounter
a-
that
a-
on our
a,
hit
like,
hit
stage 5.
podcast sometimes.
Oh right.
Sometimes.
Yeah, where you
yeah.
have to yell and just like and it's somehow still a hit.
Skipping the intro. Okay.
Beep, bop, bop, bop.
All right.
That's
We
all
skipped the intro
we get.
because we've chatted quite a bit.
That's fair. That is fair.
But I
It's-
tell you, so basically in the cold open, not only does Worf find a Romulan, which he has a gigantic beef with,
Yeah.
personally,
Beefing
Right.
with the Romulans.
but Geordi gets lost
Jordy's in a hole.
in a hole where there's like electricity, and it's just hard. And
Wait,
they
it's
mentioned that-
electricity as in like you can plug stuff in?
yeah, there's like outlets.
Couple
There's
outlets.
There's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
there's a Jenny.
Right.
It's just very
He brought
nice.
a NutriBullet
I can't get on
down
the
to
Wi-Fi.
surface. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like installing a barista station. It's
Right.
nice.
Yeah.
They have all
It's
the
just
different
nice.
phone charge plugs, so whatever you have, it's
Oh,
like
that's
one like
good.
good lift.
It's truly universal.
Yeah.
It's got a couple antennas.
Cool.
So they say that
Stumbles into an Airbnb.
that Data's not downstairs because he would be like scrambled if he's downstairs. So basically, it's something is happening downstairs that's like positronic. Not
Veronica
friendly.
refers to the planet as downstairs. That's why.
And
Oh,
the
sure.
ship is
Okay.
upstairs.
Yeah.
The ship
Ship's
is upstairs.
upstairs.
Okay.
Sorry, I did.
I mean,
like-
conceptually.
It's like you
I'm
live
with
in a
you.
house and you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
where is
yeah,
it?
yeah.
They're downstairs.
Got it.
Okay.
But it's like way
I
up.
guess I'll go
so
down.
many stairs if you think about
The
it.
kitchen's downstairs. Okay. So they mentioned Data not being there to like explain beforehand that they can't get past like whatever
Yeah.
electricity sounds are there.
Okay, don't understand, but go on.
You know what I mean? It's like crackle. It's it's
The
all
streaming platform.
it's all crackle back there. It's all like
Uh-huh.
so it's hard to do things.
Just because it's crackly?
It's crackly.
Do you want to jump in, anybody?
No, I think she's
no, I
covered
think
it.
that
don't
was
understand.
nailed it.
It's
Okay.
just like the planet, Captain.
I think it's
This
because
Captain, this
Data.
planet is very crackly. That would be me in the Federation. If I was
Because
like
Data is like an android, he can't go down to the surface. Otherwise, the lightning storms would like fry his circuits.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing for him.
That's
They
what
don't-
I said. It's crackly.
I would love to see more scenes where Geordi's like, "Can I accompany you?" And they're like, you can't. You're kind of just you're an appliance. Like it's gonna mess you up."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, okay."
That would be Dr. Pulaski. She'd be
totally.
like, she'd be like, you can't.
Wait,
can't.
was she in this episode?
No, she wasn't.
Oh,
you
okay.
are
Way out of
a
it.
toaster.
All
And
the
Data's
time.
like, well, I exist.
He can toast things. And maybe she just wanted him to toast things.
Where's the toast crack?
I bet he can like laser, right?
Oh.
Have we seen
Data
that?
can laser?
Maybe no, maybe he didn't.
Yeah,
he
maybe
can't.
not.
I don't think so.
He can fuck though.
He can fuck.
Is that?
That is canon. That's
That's one of the-
I'm
established.
getting weirdly drunk on water and being like sadly crass.
It's established in the episode "The Naked Now."
Did he fuck in this episode?
Not this
I went to the
episode.
bathroom at one point and I didn't know if I missed a scene.
Everything we
where
mentioned
Data's-
that's not in this episode, you're like, was she there?
Was she
Did
there?
he fuck?
Huh?
What did I miss?
You watched
when
the
did
same
I blink?
episode.
I know, but like I feel like you never know if you miss like Data just getting down.
So here's the thing. Worf and Riker. This is worse than my
Was that
sound
supposed
effects.
to be
This
Data
was
getting
Alice.
down?
I don't want to take a
I
ownership
thought it
of
was
that
going to be
sound
like
effect.
a bunch of ladies like
Oh.
yelling, but
Lady friends.
it's called Female Crowd
Um,
Outside General Walla.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. It's just like
So Riker and Worf get back with this
Romulan
hurt Romulan,
Yeah.
bleeding Romulan.
Very hurt.
He's
And-
looking rough.
Geordi stays downstairs in a hole. And so now we have a problem, which is we don't know why that Romulan was in the neutral zone.
The neutral
Right.
zone.
So let's talk about it.
The neutral zone, I guess, serves as like a DMZ between Federation space and Romulan space.
yeah, I know what the neutral zone is.
Yeah, I know
I'm
you.
explaining for Seth's benefit.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
everyone who just like, if you're just
think Seth
listening,
gets
if you're
it too.
I got it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like pretty
It's
self.
kind of
Yeah,
self-explanatory.
yeah.
It'd be
I
weird
mean,
if it was a not
let me
neutral.
establish that I didn't ask.
Okay.
Let me also.
Sure.
The refers to the. It's like
It's
an
an
article.
article,
Yeah,
yeah.
And
yeah.
then
Like
neutral
in-
means like
specifies
not one
this,
thing or
yeah,
another, really. So.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And
And
zone
then
is like
a
An
place,
area.
straight up
Yeah.
place, dude.
Right.
So you can
It's like
kind of put it
Adventure Zone
together.
or-
so it's supposed
Yes.
to, but
Cool.
they say it's
Kid
Federation.
zone.
Cool.
It's Federation space.
It's
We
like
could let Picard
Yeah.
explain.
oh sure, Picard.
No, man, Picard.
Oh, I love these like weird ass beds.
The hover bed.
So
They're like sex cushion, triangular
the-
cushions,
got
that
the
is
wedge,
a sex
yep.
cushion.
Yeah.
and then like lower back cushions
Good.
needed together.
Who's ever used the wedge?
I've
I-
not used the wedge.
I've never dated a Romulan.
I had sex with a guy that had it.
Sorry, Commander.
Had the
There's
wedge.
no way to lock in on
But you
anything
didn't
now.
use it.
Keep trying, O'Brien.
I think I did.
Okay.
You'll tell me later.
Electrical storms creating thousands
I
of ghosts.
did not care for it.
Wait, why is he yelling at O'Brien? I don't like that.
Because he can't get a signal on Geordi.
Yeah.
So he says that he keeps getting ghosts, and it's like one of those ghosts may be Geordi. Keep trying.
And Picard's like, don't do that. You might mess him up. It's too dangerous.
No sign of others?
So they're trying to figure out what to do with this Romulan that they just encountered, right?
Yeah.
Certainly is the last place one would expect Romulan encroachment.
Like Roach.
On the other hand, Galond and Kor would provide ideal cover for the opening move of a new offensive.
Paranoid.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's his job.
Doubt
So
if they're
he's.
there for the climate.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Riker.
I love the like angry joke.
Later on, Picard goes back to his office and he's like, "That was good."
So what happens here? So what happens is that Geordi can't figure out how to get back home.
Yeah.
He's in this hole.
But
yeah,
he
he's
does
in the
he
hole.
does an awesome thing, which is
This is pretty sick.
he grabs
He scans.
so smart.
He scans the wall.
Yeah.
With the visor.
finds some ore.
Makes a trench.
Puts it together.
And then like phasers some like
He smelts
yeah. He basically forges a couple of pythons.
climbing spikes.
Oh my god!
He's the
Yeah.
most badass person in the entire galaxy.
Yeah. And his name is LaForge.
I know.
LaForge. Oh, wish he had a line right there. He's like, "That's why they call me
That's-
LaForge," and then he
Yeah.
blows on his phaser.
His
Yeah.
name ain't for
That's
nothing.
like a rewrite you made, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was
You're transcribing?
that's in my punch up.
Okay.
On Vulcans, there are
So-
subtle
I
differences.
watched the other night, by the way, this movie called
The Cauldron?
No, it was Gina Davis as a pirate,
Cutthroat Island.
Cutthroat Island,
Mm-hmm.
and it was so funny because the whole movie was like people doing obviously very laborious stunts that looked so annoying to do because she's wearing all these like layers and stuff, and she has to constantly be like falling and getting up and then like aiming something. And half the time that she would aim any knife or sword, her whole hand would be covered in fabric. So it was clear that she was like, God damn it. And then every time she got up, she had to say a line, or the other guy had to say a line. So it'd be like they'd land on a pile of sacks and they'd get up and go, Next time I'm going to take the elevator. And it was so clear that it was like, why is this part of it? Like, but it happened every time.
That's one of like the biggest
love it.
bombs in like
Oh my God, it was so
90s
bad
movie.
and amazing.
Yeah. Directed by her Gina Davis' husband.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, he had
Still husband.
He has
Not
a sense
anymore.
of humor of an 11-year-old man. It
Yeah,
was very,
they divorced on the set.
Yeah,
A famous
absolutely.
They should
on-set
have.
divorce.
It was
was
the first
incredible.
on-set divorce of the 90s.
Yeah,
Set
and
a
she
trend-
goes,
a trend
next
there."
time I'm gonna get a prenup.
Yeah. And then it's like, next time I'm gonna get a prenup. Did we get the shot?
Do you guys
Yeah,
get,
that was
do you guys
amazing.
get a
It was
prenup?
amazing.
Prenup?
No,
Prenup?
no,
Yes or no?
I mean, I haven't
prenup.
gotten married yet, so
Yeah, no prenup.
You?
I didn't get one,
All right.
but I got everything I needed.
Nice.
nice.
Still friends with my ex.
That's everything you can be.
I got friendship.
That's a good relationship.
And that is not underwhelming. Okay.
Many of them.
Can you treat him?
So basically, they're
cell
saying that
damage to
Romulans
vital
are too
areas.
different for her.
He's going to need a
Into a
transfusion.
transfusion.
But
Yeah.
really, Crusher never knows.
She never knows how to do anything.
She just never knows.
She's like, is it a common cold? I'm stumped.
She's like,
In-
it sounds like a headache, but I'm not sure.
In Crusher's defense, it's impossible to know the biology of every species in the galaxy.
But
true.
aren't the Romulans the
They just
main
write,
enemy?
I don't know into her dialogue so
Yeah.
much. And it's not her fault.
It's Klingons,
Right.
I defend the women.
Romulans,
Romulans,
Borg.
Vulcans,
Right.
Borg.
Vulcan and Romulan have a lot of genetics in common.
Yeah.
So if you got
I think
one,
they're two brands of one
you got
stone.
the other.
Right.
That's not a saying.
Well, it's true that doctors are normally incredibly uninformed and
It's true.
undereducated.
Especially if they're the
They're
lead
like,
medical officer at a ship.
Judaism
who's
and
half
Muslim
the
religion
time they do is
from
spend on
Abraham,
research.
they are half siblings, kind of like they split like this.
Who are?
Yeah. The Vulcans and the
Vulcans and
Romulans.
Romulans.
Oh,
They
okay.
come from the same.
Cool.
It's like Judaism and Muslim.
Right.
They cousins.
Have compatible ribosomes in
have
order to
siblings.
recover.
They
I'm setting up a
genetically-
schedule to test every member of
Ribosome,
the
a
crew.
writer looked up a
We can't use
biology word to use
The
in this
replicator.
script.
The molecules are too complex.
Will he survive?
Also,
I can't answer that.
mad
Bitch, I
extension.
just
Let me
told
put it
you.
another way. Will he survive long enough to tell us what he was doing down there?
Doctor, it's an important consideration.
That
I
was a
can bring him
meaningless
around for a
line.
few minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
But there is one serious complication. His brain waves indicate early neuropathway degeneration.
Head injury?
There's no obvious cranial
dumb
trauma.
version.
Did
Yes.
Worf slam
I'm
him?
guessing his exposure to the magnetic fields on the surface was slowly breaking down his synaptic connections.
Or he got
that
punched in
affect
the
Jordan?
nose.
That is-
Or he got straight bopped by Worf.
That's the scariest type of like degeneration to me is where like synapses or something that's like
Right.
almost like electricity in my body's not working at that micro level because it feels like how you fix that. I don't know.
You kind of can't.
I know. That's what I like. That's like the scariest. Of
You
all.
get used to it.
So basically, here's
kind
what
of-
happens.
yeah.
In
You
this
surround
episode.
yourself with supportive friends
Alice, I'm trying. Explain.
who listen to you.
I'm trying. You.
Can't talk over my friend. Ha! She can never get a word.
What?
She never gets a word out. I never listen to my friend.
No.
I'm not a very good friend.
We both finish in like a meow. So. So basically, we're kind of like color matching. It's nice, and you guys are have explosions in your
Yeah, we're
shirts,
both
like some
exploding.
kind of
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Very
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
Crowd murmuring.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seth has been a sound effect.
I played that sound effect. Yeah.
Male crowd murmur.
Yeah, man.
What could that be? You, Prakriti, I was gonna call you.
That's a
I mean,
laugh
it's like
into
it's
applause.
vintage though,
Yeah.
so it sounds really terrible.
So male leather sole walking on gritty concrete.
Greedy?
Greedy.
Oh.
You know, concrete just
Oh.
wants everything.
Greedy.
God.
Oh, that is.
That sounds close.
Do you remember
that just.
Tim and Eric?
Yeah.
This is what a man sounds like when he walks.
Petite feet.
Okay. So basically, they need this man to talk. This Romulan. I try to make it. Yeah. This
That's
Romulan.
a classic Diet Coke.
That's a Diet Coke. But she discovers that he's about to die. He needs a transfusion, and they got no blood. They got no blood. So the only species that is similar enough to make him live is Worf's blood.
And he don't want that.
Now
he's not interested.
You can imagine his reaction to that. And at the
Here we go.
Oh boy.
At the same time, we are trying to recoup. Wait.
They also drop that like something on the planet is like affects your neural pathways, like it breaks down
slowly. And Geordi depends on that to see, basically.
I think everybody depends on that to some extent.
But he more
no neural pathways.
I don't think so.
Good for you.
Where am I? What is a thing?
Okay.
Arf.
How long were you down on Galorndon Core?
You stupid.
Don't
You
roll your eyes at
understand
me.
me?
I will not answer questions.
We need to know if there are other survivors on the surface.
I love Riker.
I am alone.
Yeah.
I will not answer any questions.
Do you have a
But he
mothership who
answered
should
the
be
question.
advised of your condition?
Again,
gotta
he
be a
just
lie.
said, dude, he's not going to answer questions.
He looks like a friend I
he's out.
had.
He's so over it. I love
It's a
Romulans 'cause they're so
major
sarcastic.
eye roll.
You couldn't quite tell. Did he pass out, or was that a major eye roll?
It was an eye roll that led into a pass
The
out.
toppest
He
of
was-
the eye rolls you
Yeah.
pass
Yeah,
out.
he was so over it. He passed
Yeah.
out.
If you
right.
can master that, you're
Yeah.
the sassiest.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
He's like a waiter at a restaurant. And
I'm not even gonna. You know, that's
He's
what
like a
I'm gonna
Williamsburg
faint
waiter.
on the ground.
yeah.
When I roll
It's
so
like
hard.
it's like Riker just asked him for water with lemon in it at like a trendy Williamsburg cafe.
Right.
So Geordi claws his way out, which is a nice visual, and then
Yeah.
they're looking for Geordi so hard, and then they find a Romulan ship entering the neutral zone, and they're like, "Do not,
The neutral zone.
do
I
not
love
come
the
here."
Romulan
But I don't
leader.
understand
He's
why.
so sneaky.
He is.
He's so sneaky.
I know, and I love that. See, this is why you have Troy in the
Yeah.
grid.
You got,
There you
we're
go.
getting
Yeah.
some
'Cause-
key Troy intel
Give me
here.
some key, Troy.
She has 2 lines, and they're like epic.
We will be at the Federation border of the neutral zone in roughly 5 hours.
This is after Picard was like, "You do not go in there," and he's
Right.
like, "I'm forced to because of my one person that we have one person in there. One person," we said.
Yeah.
That's how they said it.
We will
And they said
expect
that,
you
like,
to
oh, their ship
rendezvous
just
at that time.
had a navigation error
Yeah.
and went into Federation space.
Half a light year into the something like that.
Okay, all right, here it comes. With a bold lip.
There's great hostility behind his smile. He'll stop at nothing to complete his mission.
Including the neutral zone border.
Captain, I see no reason.
Excuse me, Riker. You didn't see into his feelings, so I don't know why you're completing
Yeah.
this
Maybe-
phrase. I don't
Right.
know.
They share a bond.
She
to
said
express
stop
Romulan.
at nothing, and he had to add one of the infinite number of things.
So
won't stop
right,
at.
yeah. He won't stop for a sale at an outlet mall on the way.
You want that for an orange
You should be
Julius.
held and interrogated.
Nope.
We have every right.
So they're deciding what to do with this Romulan because this guy cannot come to them, and they're like, "Why are you here? Why are you here? You're the enemy.
Yeah.
The enemy. You know."
Of course.
But
But here's my question: Why
Okay.
is the Enterprise there? Why are they okay to be in the neutral zone?
Oh, because they got a distress call that what turned out to be the Romulan distress call.
Oh.
Yeah. And they were like, a Romulan distress call?
So
in
they're
the
allowed to
Federation
investigate
space?
any.
Well, in Federation space, they are.
Wait, so
the
they're in
neutral zone is
Federation-
in Federation space.
Well, no, so they're just on the
Oh,
Federation
okay.
side of the neutral zone.
Galorndon Core is
Galorndon
in
Core,
Federation
yeah.
space.
Oh,
so
I
the
want him
Romulans
off
have
all
no
the drugs.
business there.
Yeah.
Let's just say.
I want them
they
off
were
all the
staging
drugs.
an
They're not
offensive.
doing anything is a great line.
Dr. Crusher to Picard.
Go ahead, Doctor.
My patient is not responding to treatment.
Why does she have those extensions?
I haven't found a
Those hair
compatible
extensions
ribosome
are,
donor.
So
The lab is still processing the tests. Early results
Processing.
indicate
She
humans have
speaks
far
like
too
me.
many biorejection factors. I've also ruled out the Vulcans we've tested.
she's so
I think
nice.
I'll try
I
a
love
little old-fashioned country medicine.
You know,
Keep
just
the
what we need in
fever
the
down, try to let
24th
the body
century.
heal itself.
Just
Some
an
old-fashioned
Keep advised.
country
Got out.
medicine.
If it was like Colombia, I would be like, but Throw coffee in.
Captain, the neutrino beacon is operational, and we've placed it aboard a Class 3 probe.
Well
Put
done,
some
Ensign.
coffee in the wound.
Mr. Worf, launch the probe. Aye, aye, sir.
So Wesley has this idea for a neutrino
Probe. And it starts out real slow.
and then
It's like Jeremy was
Fire
like,
it up.
"This is a slow probe. Oh, it's fast."
Wesley loves fucking with probes.
So,
He probes all the time.
yeah.
well, he's in the probe.
He's in the
stage.
probe phase of his
You know,
life.
it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's how it is.
That's how you
He's
get
like, you'd be
information.
amazed what probes can do. I mean,
So
whatever.
Here's what happens with Geordi. He's trying to get out, trying to find his way. This is looking very dire, and suddenly he encounters a second Romulan, even though the
Even
first
though-
guys were
Who
like,
has resting anger
They
face.
specifically said it was a one person ship.
Check this crouch that's going on right
Yeah.
here.
He is for
He's
sure.
getting into a deep squat right
He's
now.
Looks like he's taking a picture.
"Yo, my boss and I told you."
Yo.
LaForge, what do you think you're doing here?
You are my prisoner.
Look, just so like there was like some acting, shouting acting.
Yeah.
This is a whole other kind of shouting acting.
Yeah.
Because he's also
anger
rough.
at the same
Right.
He's rough.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Surely a strategic triumph for the Romulan Empire.
Zing.
It's a hard burn.
Shoes are getting full of sand. I just hate that, don't you?
Name and rank.
How do you know his name?
Lieutenant Commander Geordi LaForge. I don't think I got yours.
A Romulan ship will arrive shortly. You will accompany me on board.
I don't think so.
See, we heard your message too, and well, the fleet's in, Commodore. Sky's full of
That-
Federation ships.
That old expression we all know, the
You're
fleet's
lying.
in, Commodore.
Right.
Well,
the
it
bars
could've-
are full of sailors.
It might
They
be.
had 200 years to develop it.
Yeah, you never know.
400
true.
years actually.
The
I hope
space
that
fleet,
becomes-
space in, Commodore of Space.
I hope in 4 centuries we're like
Get up.
somewhere near here, please.
I was a big fan of
Seriously?
Jordy because of I
The
grew
only
up with
way
him
out
on
of
Reading
here-
Rainbow.
Sure.
It's
Oh,
for you to
man,
put
yeah.
that thing down,
And
and
he shows up here.
was
as soon as
so
there's a
good.
window in the storm,
Uh-oh.
He shows up here. He's making,
I thought his crouch was like useful
Yeah.
for like jumping
you
away when
spring
there's
away.
Yeah.
No, he got
Yeah.
crushed by a bunch of rocks.
Right.
He couldn't get up in time. Like he crouched too
The
low.
director was like, let's try one with a super deep crouch.
See, now Jordy doesn't reach for the gun.
Yeah. He saves the
He's just
Romulan.
like, let me get this guy away from these
I
rocks.
really like this this Romulan performance.
Yeah.
Like he's I don't know. It's good. Yeah, it's like,
It's funny when you get to like go so outside of a normal type of acting.
Yeah.
You don't know what
It's
this
nice.
guy's like, though.
You don't even know what
You'd
Romulans
be like,
are
I
like.
got the part.
right.
Congratulate me, infidel. Okay, all right. Well, good job.
Yeah, the actor is like
You
that.
accompany me in the Jeddah.
Sit.
It pays scale, but there are many residuals.
If I bring my own wardrobe, I get a bump. Sew me something.
Hello, honey. Hello, it's your mom. Why are you calling?
I'm calling to announce that I have been selected for the part.
Oh my God!
You will
good
send me your
job.
congratulations.
Okay, well, have fun.
Who's on the phone?
Oh, it's our son.
Did he?
Are you okay, honey? You having a stroke? Are you smelling toast?
Of course I'm having a stroke. If I'm awake, I'm having a stroke. You know this about me. It's what I do in the daytime.
Honey, good for you. If they pay you, it's good. Have to
His
go.
father still experiencing his mandated strokes.
Yes, well, it's a part of my parole.
I will
From
fight
stroke
to
prison.
release him from his stroke prison.
All right, I gotta go feed the chickens.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going. Everyone just like fades away.
gotta go feed the
Some good old-fashioned country medicine
Sure.
right
He
there.
had
Yeah.
so much sand in that boot.
He really wasn't
He
lying.
had so much
I
sand
know.
in that
Sort
boot.
of, you're
That was
sort of
like-
like,
that
how
was-
loose is that boot
Right.
that you could get that much sand?
It's rare that
Loose.
pouring sand out of a boot is the second beat of a joke.
So I think that the first actual problem that they have to me, the main problem or the main like moral human problem that
Yeah.
they have is Worf donating blood to this Romulan. if you command me to do that, I will do
I
it.
will.
But if otherwise, I do not want to do it.
Yeah,
And
no
Picard is
question.
like, I beg you, we need to interrogate this person, this alien. And so Worf is like,
Well, and Picard doesn't want to start a war with a Romulan dying in Federation space.
exactly. So there's like,
Shit.
the stakes are
Yeah.
really high.
They're
It's
high.
almost like Star Trek
Worf
Discovery.
kind of does.
Worf is a little like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
Well,
we're
he-
already at
If
war
he's
with the
and the
Worf, he's
Romulan-
Romulans.
like, I like that.
Yeah.
So let's see how this happens.
Come in, please sit down.
Please sit
It's like they've never spoken before.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, nice to meet
Good to
you.
meet you.
Hi, Beverly.
I'm the doctor on
No,
this.
I know.
Is it clear? Like
play
people do
poker
that when they're like
every
trying to
weekend.
ask something nice
Yeah,
of you.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, Alice,
Right.
it's Veronica, come in.
And I'm
Or it's like the
no.
writer
Finally
didn't
found
watch
a
the earlier
compatible
episodes.
ribosome match
Where
for the
they knew
Romulan.
each other
Only
for
one.
2 seasons.
You.
Well, Pulaski.
That is impossible. I am a Klingon.
Different species, yes. But many humanoids have comparable cell structures.
That's some
He thinks he's a
ADR
person.
right
have
there.
what this Romulan needs. There's absolutely no risk to you.
So buy now at a low price.
You did understand that was the purpose of all the testing.
I have no objection to tests.
In fact, I aced them.
I test well, bitch. I don't know
You
why I
have
said
an
bitch.
objection to being a donor.
A
Yes.
downer?
A downer.
A still common
Yes.
sentence.
I'll
and
never be a
phrase.
downer.
Now,
I Worf.
I'm so happy
Am not
Downers
down.
survived centuries.
Yeah.
Lieutenant, I understand your feelings about the Romulans, but this is not the time or the place.
What are
If you
the
had seen
feelings?
them kill your parents, you would understand, Doctor.
Exactly.
It is always the time and place for those feelings.
This Romulan didn't murder your parents. And you are the only one who can save his life.
I have blush in my face.
Then he will die.
So stone cold.
Man.
The best.
I wish I was like that
Yeah, me too.
about certain parts of my life.
Right.
I'd be
Kind of
like, then he will die.
Yeah.
Get up and go.
I feel like you are.
Am I?
Yeah, about this show.
This show?
No.
This show?
This show, bitch.
No.
I don't know. You're kind of like that about the things that I would.
My Venezuelan friends sometimes are like, damn.
Yes, exactly. Like
Yeah.
you just say things.
I will just say
yeah,
things.
you would.
I'd be like, or yours just your ego.
Yeah.
That cold face. And then my friends are like, oh.
Romulan empires.
So, meanwhile, Geordi's trying to like make this guy understand that they need each other to survive.
Right.
And this is a full episode kind of like deal. It's this guy he's just too Romulan, you know?
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. I've been
Geordi's
there.
very sassy
This
about it.
this guy is a real like lifer for the Romulan
Yeah.
Yeah,
Empire.
yeah,
You know, he's
yeah.
really like,
And so I want to
It's
point
kind
this,
of my whole thing.
Yeah.
I want to point this out
just
because
super into it.
I love that the writers decided to have this conversation between the Romulan and Geordi because he insults the fact that Geordi is defective
Right.
and they let him live
Yeah.
with
Oh,
his
interesting.
blindness.
Sure, sure.
Effective.
Okay.
In my rewrite, Geordi just uses his like forged spike and just stabs
Now
out the
you're
Romulan
defective.
instantly.
What? Now.
Yeah.
How did this happen?
I was born that way.
Blind. I mean, that's what he's.
Your parents let you live?
What kind of question is that? Of course they let me live.
No wonder your race is weak.
Ow.
You waste time and resources on defective
You waste cool crouches.
Ouch.
I'm not using them to
Yeah.
spring out of the way.
Right. You got hit by a rock slide that was 1 man wide.
And suddenly he finds the exit.
Very few episodes do you get like
Yes,
Geordi
the Geordi
vision,
vis.
Must be
and it's
having
like,
some sort of-
oh, it's pretty sweet to be
I know.
Geordi.
Polarity shift.
I actually think it'd be so annoying. Just constant rainbow. They're always at a
Yeah.
rave.
You got to assume he's got a filter where
Yeah,
it just
it's
looks
like, can I see
regular.
normal?
It's so I like that they did this where like they pointed out that some species and animal species, I don't know about lizards and birds, but the other ones, they will like if a child is has any kind of physical impediment that doesn't let them survive on their own, basically they will die. But I don't think any species actually kills the kids.
They just let him die.
They just abandon
Let them die,
usually,
right?
Yeah.
So Romulans are saying, as advanced as they are, they're like
Yeah.
that kind of species, and that's interesting to me because they don't sometimes point out like I don't know. they're like, we like war, like, right, Klingons. But that's like kind of very specific. I don't know. I like that he has that reaction towards Geordi's
That is
vision.
cool.
Especially
because there's a
since
logic to it, right? Like it actually makes
It
sense
follows
if you
some
have
sort
no
of path,
emotion.
yeah.
It's like it is useful. Like,
yeah, it's a biologic. It's just purely biology logic.
Everything's fine.
Slash logic. And the Romulan ends up helping Geordi, and Geordi him. So I like this.
Cool.
You gotta assume.
Geordi's so good at making friends. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You gotta assume if you're Geordi, you're just playing games on that thing all the fucking
Yes, no
Right?
question. No, except Geordi just he's kind of a workaholic.
He is sort of a
honestly.
workaholic. Yeah, he loves being in engineering.
He can't.
At that weird pyramid table.
He fucking loves the pyramid table.
Yeah.
He's very controlling too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so this is Worf
visiting.
Worf's dilemma.
Oh, this I love this right here.
Let's
So he
see.
comes to visit. He comes to visit Riker. Riker immediately turns around. Oh, that's the good stuff.
Yeah.
What has Riker been up to?
What if it was an espresso?
Maybe
you were busy.
He still took it like
Forgive
a shot.
my intrusion.
You're busy because the second I arrived, you turned around and
took a shot.
Shot of espresso. It's
That's-
time sensitive.
Maybe it's his drinking game. It's like if Worf comes up, Worf came in,
called it.
I love that there's empathy, right? I understand your bitterness.
Respect, sir. You cannot.
Okay, well,
I am asked to give up the very lifeblood of my mother and my father to those who murdered them.
That's
So you blame all Romulans for that?
Yes.
Forever.
See, that's a good question.
That's a good line.
Yeah.
What if someday the Federation made peace with the Romulans?
Good hypothetical.
Impossible.
Mm-hmm.
That's what your people said a few years ago about humans.
Good one.
This
Where
guy.
Michael Burnham.
This
Think how
guy
many
debates.
died on both sides in that war. Would you,
I mean, a lot of captains.
you and
that
I
we
be
love.
here now like this?
We're watching Star Trek
We had
Discovery.
never
so
let
it's
go
like-
of
Discovery, yeah.
the blame. Where does it end, Worf? If that Romulan dies, does his family carry the bitterness on another generation?
I appreciate the point, but I really don't like the fact that they constantly make Worf like weirdly unable to make these philosophical leaps.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he has his own code of honor, and that's been established many times. Why
Yeah,
do we
and
never
it's-
get to
it's
see
not that he
its
doesn't
logic?
like understand the
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
going to
yeah.
happen.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just like, well, I come from a culture
Yeah.
where this would be a gross breach of protocol.
Yeah, and so I think that it's important to like something like a religion that doesn't allow you to not pray 5 times a day or whatever, and you're like, but look, there's reasons that we do it too. It
Yeah.
seems weird to you, but to me, it's this.
And they're like, you have to not pray. And he's like,
yeah,
well, I don't want
and I have
to do that.
make and
It's extremely important to me to live.
So we don't get to see that side. We just see a person who has this bigotry because
Yeah.
of trauma.
well, because of trauma.
Yeah, but like
So they get it. Picard is like, I get it.
Yeah,
I'll
but he
never
acts
command you
traumatized
to
about
do it.
fucking everything.
Then you believe I should.
What I believe doesn't matter.
Well, seems
What a
like
cowboy.
Yeah.
Freak.
I love him.
Tells me one thing.
I love him.
Always taking off
But
another hat.
everything I am tells me another.
So I like this. I like the idea of like I swore to be part of this.
Yeah.
I was gonna say hierophant, like, but that organization, this like system,
Yeah.
and the code of it is very important to me. It's like how I live my life, literally on the ship, in uniform, how I dress, everything, and then who I am. So what I believe, like who I am, is going against who I am. You know, I like that.
The life I
problem.
chose
So-
is going up against the life that like I was born into.
I had, I have.
Lieutenant Worf, report to sick
So
bay.
it's like organization,
Acknowledged.
the human, the Klingon.
And now it's like go to sickbay, and you think,
yeah,
they set it up like they're gonna make him do it,
or he's gonna choose to.
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
Riker back to
He's
drinking.
just like play on pause on his YouTube.
I really thought he was gonna be like, Dr. Crusher, I'll do it.
And then the Romulan fucking insults.
Lieutenant,
Yeah.
his life is coming to an end. I thought it important for you to see him again.
Like
It's
real
not
power
too
move
late
by
to
Crusher.
change.
here.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like watch this guy die.
Yeah.
The extras.
Just security extras
Always
be like,
extras are
I guess I'll shift over here.
Oh, like move
Get
out of the camera.
shot.
Come close to me, Klingon. Let me die with my hands at your throat.
So we got another like
There is a
Romulan,
substance
you know,
within
company man.
cells which you need to survive.
And you've come to hear me beg for my life.
No.
He has no strength.
I would rather die than pollute my body with Klingon filth.
Boom.
Just a little. That's a bit. It's a little over
What do
the
you think
line.
of this, Alice?
So I think he's going to give him the blood because he's like, well, cool. Well, now I'm going to definitely do it. It's a good way to fuck him over.
It took
But,
all
like-
of Worf's willpower not to just crush his skull right there. I feel like he had to take 2 breaths.
Yeah, but it's like he's already dying painfully. So like, why not prolong it? You should prolong it as much as possible because that's
You've
what's
seen this
hurt them
episode.
more. Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you have. I know you have.
I've lost almost all
they
feeling in
figure
my
out.
Yeah.
Jordy figures
My
out a way
synapses
to
must be
like get
turned
this
into
guy to
jelly.
help him. But what I want you to
Advisor's
see is
fine.
Worf and Picard's conversation.
Yeah, this is
Because
good.
it's like a
Jordy,
very-
Jordy loses eyes. The Romulan loses legs. They help each other. It works out. Yeah,
It's
good.
very cute. It's like 2 little cute. It's like a fable.
Totally.
And they attach his visor to the phaser.
You wish to see me, Captain?
Yes, Lieutenant.
You wish to force me.
I assume you know what it's about.
Captain
Yes.
Picard is the best.
Yeah.
The Romulan vessel will reach us within the hour. If our patient dies,
How is he not dead yet?
it may be just the excuse the Romulan commander needs to start an incident. The death of a Romulan officer at the hands of the Federation.
Stakes.
Think of it.
I have, Captain.
So, there is no question that the Romulan officer is more valuable to us alive than dead.
I understand.
I'm on tenterhooks.
Lieutenant,
I'm on tenterhooks.
You're in Jordy hooks.
sometimes the moral obligations of command are less than clear. I have to weigh the good of
Like
the many
Milky.
against the needs of the individual and try to balance them as realistically as possible.
Unlike
God knows I don't always succeed.
I have not had cause to complain, Captain.
Kirk is like
the opposite always.
Kirk would have already
You wouldn't
stabbed
complain.
Worf
Yeah,
and
yeah.
taken the blood and like given it to. Yeah.
He's like, if there's a woman involved, he's like, how do I fuck this lady though?
If you
That's what
order
I
me
wanna know.
to
got to be a
agree
way
to
to
the
fuck this
transfusion,
woman.
I will obey, of course.
If you order me, I will obey.
I don't
Of course.
want to order,
Oh well, boo fucking who, dude? You have to.
but I ask you, I
Sorry. Really getting involved.
beg you
He begs him.
Yeah.
to volunteer.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Add to the blood drive.
I cannot.
I just want you to fold these.
Short on
Just be the
volunteers,
cashier.
and we need.
You know what? I agree with Worf. Because once I tried to donate blood when I had just come from
Lieutenant?
Venezuela and they turned me down. They're like, your country's too sad. For
Sir.
No. And I was
That
like,
was the
wow.
reason.
Basically.
Too sad blood.
Your blood is sad. He said no
Cool.
to
Yeah.
Picard,
Regard to Dr. Crusher.
Yeah.
begging him.
He,
Now that's stone cold.
Do not continue to enlist the cooperation of Lieutenant Worf.
I won't have to, Captain. The Romulan has died.
Oh shit! Oh,
Dead in Federation hands.
Potential war cry.
Here's the thing, though. Why can't they just? Okay. Why don't I don't understand
You
why
know,
they couldn't say to the Romulans, "We tried to give him a transfusion, but he refused because he didn't want fucking Klingon blood."
I mean, probably they could say that, but like the Romulans are billed always as like a super sneaky race.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sure they could get very Trumpian with it
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just
yeah.
be like, oh, the Federation let this man die. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, they have their own internal Fox News
Yeah.
happening.
So do you have any like conclusions about? We have like 2 minutes to finish. You guys at home, if you're just catching this, go back.
if they tuned in
Listen.
at the 2 minutes,
We
2
always
minutes
have
left
people
mark.
tune
Just
in the
listen
2
to
minute
it
line.
from the
yeah.
beginning.
weird-
It's
Wow,
a weird,
thanks.
yeah,
It's a weird
because we have our
space
own
to tune
app
in.
and it fucks it up.
Yep.
So, but like, I feel like this is a really good episode in terms of like introducing the Romulans to this world because they
True,
haven't yet.
true.
Fully.
Really?
Oh, is this the like?
No, we've had encounters, but not like
They had it-
This is like the
Okay.
most we've gotten so
Wow.
far.
This is very
Cool.
tense with
Yeah.
Romulans. The other ones I feel like have been like touches on the subject,
Yeah,
you know?
okay.
And then there's like a very big dilemma, which is donating your own personhood to save your enemy and standing by it, being like, no, regardless of like, it's as if like, oh, you're Jewish. This Nazi is like dying. Come on. And you'll be like, I don't think so.
Like, I'm not crazy about this.
Yeah. I think I'd rather not like at all.
My blood.
Ever. And I like that Worf stance. I don't know. What did you feel about this episode as a Trekkie and as a non-Trekkie?
As a Trekkie, it's like, it's super Klingon of Worf to be like, there is no way I will do this.
Yeah.
And to just categorically refuse and like acknowledge that like,
because
I know
he's secretly afraid of needles.
That's his like ultimate motive.
He's like, I know I'm part of Starfleet, but if I'm going to hate noodles, y'all, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah.
But
he only told that to Wesley.
That's a classic Wesley confession.
Yeah, that's a Wesley confession.
I hate needles. And
Wesley being like, I get it.
Worf. Needles are great.
Yeah.
We use needles every day.
Yeah.
I felt surprised. I liked that it was surprising because it really felt like he was going to cave.
Yeah.
In several places,
Yeah.
and that he didn't felt like the more interesting
interesting
move.
choice, yeah.
And then it ended up that like Picard got to make that choice at, like in the very end where he after this he has to like lower the shields in order to beam them up, in which point the Romulans could have destroyed them.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, that feels like, from what I remember watching the show, like so Picard, he's just like, I will trust them, I guess.
Yeah.
Which Geordi does too, and I feel like that's the stance of the Federation in general. Like, we will trust you as much as it's like almost a risk.
We will
to
always
trust.
extend the olive branch.
Yeah, which is what Klingons hate when they started the war way back when, in the Star Trek Discovery, which I love because it feels like condescending in a way, a little bit from their perspective.
Yeah. Right.
I'm not saying from the human perspective. From the human perspective, I wish we would get to that point where we're like, better.
Just offering that olive branch just a little more often.
Yeah. What do you think, Alice? You didn't watch the episode and you thought Worf was going to...
No, I really
Give
want
it
to
up.
watch this episode again because I like the Romulan struggle. And I wanted to see more. I love when Geordi makes friends. It's like my favorite shit ever.
I know. It's so cute. And and he was like, he didn't hurt me.
Yeah, it's his class. He just is so charismatic.
Yeah,
He's
and
like
at
one of the
the
most charismatic people I've ever seen on screen.
And at the end of the episode, he really vouches for Geordi.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's
Geordi
fucking
has so many
satisfying.
good bromances
Yes,
everywhere.
all
He's
the
so
time.
good at it.
He's not good with the ladies.
Very briefly met LeVar Burton, and he was super nice.
He
met him
is.
too.
We did in the TNG
he's-
30th.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome.
We
I
weirded
know.
him out with our enthusiasm, though.
It's so nice.
Guys,
thank you so much
Thank
for
you so much
coming.
for coming.
Oh, my gosh. Our great pleasure.
Listen to Mission to Zyxx. You can get it on all your Apple streaming devices, but only...
Are there any
Just
social
kidding. You can
media?
get it on a Samsung.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Mission to Zyxx, it's ZYXX.
ZYXX,
Yeah,
2X.
That's what I said.
And
Okay.
congratulations on your relationships.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
And pets, all of
Yeah.
Thank you.
whatever is happening.
Guys, adopt, don't shop.
True.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
the ultimate message here.
Next time we have you back, we'll have listened to your show, and also we will do an episode of your
Also,
show.
it's like right up my alley.
Yeah,
it's like
it really
exactly
is.
what
Awesome.
I...
I think you guys would like the show.
Yeah, I think
I think so too.
Check it out.
Check it
All
out.
right.
Brett says no, but he's
Brett hates
kind
it.
of doing that
No,
like hand
right.
across the throat thing.
Yeah.
It's like
Brett
he probably won't like
it's
it.
like
but-
slowly
Kinda weird.
walking back through
Yeah.
the Brett shape
When
hole.
we use Forever Dog Studios like remotely, we always have to edit out Brett just going.
Here they are.
The entire time.
Yeah.
Very rude.
Space bullshit.
Very
We're
bratty.
like, Brett,
Occasionally
this
just
is
what?
Our whole thing.
What? Bratty
Yeah,
Brad.
he's, You know.
Those are easier to pull out.
Yeah, you can pull
so that's
pull
not too
those
bad.
out. Yeah.
All right.
He also edits himself out. So he knows when he's going to do it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot for being here.
Our pleasure.
Thanks for
Have
having
a
us.
good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Forever. Dog.
This has been a Forever Dog production. Executive produced by Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey. For more original podcasts, please visit foreverdogpodcasts.com and subscribe to our shows on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Keep up with the latest Forever Dog news by following us on Twitter.